start. I don't even have my
No,
lineup
yeah, I
set.
got to put the stream. How do you spell Los Angeles? L-N.
Chat, help Fran spell Los Angeles. Put it in chat for him.
What the heck was that?
Oh my god. I can't actually tell if this chat is from before or after or who knows what. But here we go. We're underway from the bubble. It's the
Yeah.
Denver
All right.
Nuggets and the LA Lakers
We're live on Twitch.
taking us a little bit by surprise. And there's a block to get things started for the Lakers here.
God.
Fran totally not prepared.
I mean, typically we have 10 minutes before the tip-off. So, yeah, I was taking my glorious time over here getting set up, having my dinner, which I still have not necessarily finished.
Well, you're going to have to finish it there as LeBron is going to try to take this one coast to coast. He doesn't get it. And the rebound down to the Nuggets, who are out in transition and early. And yes, that two-pointer will go. I need to pull off my roster
Yeah, that's
sheets.
what I'm pulling up the chats and everything. I'm like,
Can we get a timeout? Can we get a timeout from Frank
hey, is
Vogel,
this from
please?
before? You know I'm here. 11, I told you Nuggets and 7. Y'all said it was crazy. Oh, no, this
no,
is from right now. This is
from
Ant right now. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. What's up, Ant the Kid? How you doing? Conspiracy guy, what's up? Everybody, sorry for popping in a little late here. We caught under the gun, but I'm excited. This is going to be one of the – we didn't really give an intro on the matchups or anything like that, so we're going to get kind of right into it and just kind of go with what we're seeing here. But this is going to be one of the more exciting matchups, I think, for kind of the whole series and the season of the playoffs, to be honest with you.
You know, and
I'm
I was
excited
convinced,
to see the
I had convinced
confidence.
myself I had roster sheets for both teams, and I have neither. So
I know everybody on these teams.
Okay,
We're
well
good.
there you go. Just LeBron's gonna. Is that Plumlee? Down
that's
with
Mason.
the rebound. Mason down with the rebound here.
Oh, well, Mason's on the floor now, but he definitely plays for the Nuggets.
Oh no, yes he does actually. It's Jokic. My bad.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a foul on Danny Green. All right, let me get my act together.
Yeah. I gotta like send DMs to people and tell them we're live and stuff.
I don't understand. I'm with you. They start. There's like 9 o'clock start time. Is like, all right, we're actually gonna start at 9 o'clock. Unlike the 4 o'clock start time, which actually means 4:15. And here's another foul.
Yeah,
here.
right. I mean, typically we get like 20 minutes before the game even starts, and then this one like, oh yeah, here are the lineups. Here we go. I'm like, all right, guys, chill out over here. Man, I guess what's this on the West Coast? They just want to get it going.
Apparently, they do just want to get it going. It's 2-2, by the way, and we got to refresh the overlays here.
Yeah, Jamal Murray's going to drive to the basket here. He's going to kick out to Grant. Grant's going to shoot the three, and he's going to be off. Possibly even foul there. Could have been called. LeBron James here is going to bring the ball up the court here, guarded by Jamal Murray. Interesting matchup. He's going to set a screen from AD. AD is going to get the ball here, guarded by Murray. He's going to try to finish over Murray, and he will finish over Murray.
Yeah, great play there by AD.
Jokic is actually going to bring up the ball up the court, something that we've seen a lot from the Miami Heat as well, making these bigs actually bring up the ball up the court, basically use the handoff as a screen. And JaVale McGee, I think, is going to foul Gary Harris there. Let me know when you're caught up.
Oh, I am caught up. I'm just trying to
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get this all squared away. Keep going.
Yeah, my bad. Chewing. Harris is going to have the inbound here. He's going to get it to Jokic at the top of the key. Jokic is going to dribble towards Murray's side. Murray uses Jokic as a screen. He's going to be triple teamed. Grant's going to have the ball in the corner. Jokic on JaVale. Jokic is going to shoot over. He's going to miss the shot. Jokic is going to hustle for the rebound, not be able to get it. LeBron's going to push. He's going to continue pushing. He's going to find Caldwell Pope in the corner, and he's going to hit. Caldwell Pope is going to hit. This is one of the main things that the Denver Nuggets in this position here, they actually want to slow down significantly, is these transition buckets here for the Lakers. Jeremiah Grant's going to get it back down to Jokic on the block one-on-one with JaVale. He's going to back him down. He's going to roll to the right. He's going to get an easy drop step bucket right there on JaVale. LeBron James is going to be guarded here by Jeremiah Grant. They have a 3-point lead with the first 4 minutes of the match. Danny Green's going to go off the screen. He's going to throw up a floater, and he's actually going to miss his own tip back. And then Paul Millsap's going to be able to come down with the rebound here. He's going to bring up the ball. He's going to find Murray on a back cut, but Danny Green actually reads that perfectly. Really nice idea, but even better defensive awareness. LeBron's going to go all the way to the cup, and he's going to be able to finish in transition. Once again, exactly where the Nuggets need to stop the Lakers. That is now about 4 to 6 points that the Lakers have easily gotten in transition, not against a half-court set offense. JaVale McGee gets put in the spin cycle by Jamal Murray, gets by Jokic there for the easy rebound and putback.
All right.
That's exactly what Chris Webber decided to say as well. Anthony Davis is going to be guarded here, one-on-one Paul Millsap, the one-on-one. And then there's going to be a reach-in, find Danny Green on the baseline. And Danny Green's going to finish with a nice, easy reverse layup right there. Nice movement, a lot of concentration, a lot of focus drawn onto AD when he has the ball.
All right, I think we're good with Jamal Murray bringing the ball up the court. Pass to Jokic down.
He totally
low.
got fouled.
And yeah, it wasn't called, saying he got hit on the head there. Give the points, though, to Jokic. It's funny now that there's a Joker in basketball and there's a Joker in tennis.
In tennis, right?
Yeah.
Well, the one
Jokers.
in tennis we probably shouldn't talk about, but sure.
Hitting a ref there and getting himself ejected out of the U.S. Open a couple weeks ago. The shot is good by the Lakers as Murray brings this one up the court. Murray, the star so far for the Nuggets, both between Murray and Jokic. Oh, my goodness, what a block.
But I think the ref had his fist up.
I
think it was a foul.
The block here?
No. It wasn't a block on Anthony Davis. Didn't block him. It totally was a foul. They called the foul.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Wow, the stream is ahead of the TV by just a bit. That is actually crazy. I don't think that's ever happened.
That's insane because my Gamecast says we're at 6:56 and we're still at 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. All right, so we're gonna give this thing a proper intro at this point.
Yeah.
Because the game started and we were actually,
fast.
Yeah. Rewind. By the way, it's 13. It's 13-8. Lakers currently ahead of the Denver Nuggets. Okay, ready? Here we go. So we basically knew that the Lakers were gonna be here. All right, chat. We knew the Lakers were going to be here. It's Lakers-Nuggets game 1, but we didn't think that the Nuggets were
I did not think the Nuggets were going to be here. I thought we'd be calling the Battle of LA right now.
Yes, exactly. The Lakers, their first finals appearance in 10 years, opening up tonight against the Denver Nuggets. The winners have gained 7 last round against the LA Clippers, who basically denied us an all-LA final, but no mistake. The Nuggets deserve to be here. By all accounts, they deserve to be here. LeBron saying earlier, yesterday, he has great respect for the Nuggets. The Nuggets being the only team in NBA history to come back down 3-1, not once, but twice in a playoffs. Now, the Lakers themselves haven't been very good in game 1s, Fran. They lost to Houston. They lost to Portland. And now here come the Nuggets, hot off of a Game 7 win of a series that basically no one had them pegged for winning. So what are we going to see tonight?
Yeah, so I actually think it'd be pretty interesting. The Lakers have been playing pretty poorly in Game 1s, but the Nuggets have actually been the team that's almost like given away a lot of Game 1s just because of their series before and the lack of rest. Also, Sashi K. Appreciate it. Hello, how are you doing on the YouTube side? And thanks for sticking around on the commercials. And good morning to you, Oz, as well, from down under. One of the main things is just the Lakers were always going to necessarily be here. The matchup problems, pretty much for any team, is always going to be continuous with having to guard LeBron and AD. Now, I'm not going to say I'm necessarily disappointed that the Clippers aren't here because I actually think this matchup will be pretty exciting, and I think it will give us some really good basketball. It also even could be said that the Lakers-Clipper matchup could have been an absolute blowout in favor of the Lakers, considering how the Clippers were playing. The Clippers weren't playing well at all, so you have to take that also in consideration. But the main thing here, I'm really curious right off of the bat how the Lakers defend the pick and roll of Jokic and Murray and how they're actually going to be matching up on the defensive end against that. Now, for the Nuggets, I'm really interested to see how they try to guard AD and how they try to guard LeBron. So to be honest with you, for me, I know both teams can score, and I know both teams can score pretty much whenever they want to. I'm just more interested in how they actually plan to stop the other team from scoring or stop each other from scoring. I think that's really at the end of the day where this is going to happen. Both teams here can put up 100, 130 points, 140 points. But the big X factor is, can they stop each other? And how do you do that? Also, respect to Mike Malone to wearing all black and those really swag athletic shoes, like the white and black. That's the look if I was on the basketball court coaching. Primo. Very fashion forward from Mike Malone. I love it. Oh my
goodness.
And also Mike Malone always prepared in every single one of his press conferences with a sheet of paper of stats. I love it. I love it. Put me on that coaching staff. Give me a call.
He's got the analytics going behind him, basically.
Yeah, he's got the sheet of paper, the printout of like the entire box score, everything that's gone on, and he'll like read off of it, and it's pretty interesting. He actually his like press conferences after the game are actually extremely analytical. He like pretty much breaks down exactly why they lost the game, like just looking at the stats and everything. It's very impressive. I suggest if nobody's watched or if you haven't watched it, I suggest watching it.
Well, there you go. LeBron James after the 2 free throws by Jamal Murray. I keep wanting to say Kyler Murray, even though it's the wrong sport.
LeBron
just threw it into the stands. There was actually somebody there to collect the ball.
He looked like Baker, you know? Well, yeah. Baker actually played well yesterday, so never mind.
Except for we'll get to that. Except for the fact he didn't throw it to Jarvis Landry. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Jamal Murray.
Paul's going to take a 3 from the top of the key, and he's going to hit the shot. Paul Millsap, an extremely key player and role player for the Nuggets in the series against the Clippers. And that actual blowout of the 7th in Game 7, he was instrumental in hitting like 3 threes basically in a row to pretty much blow the game out of the water.
And it's a tie game right now at 13 all as James gets it.
Oh, come on!
Who gets fouled going up? That is.
If that goes in, he doesn't call the foul.
See replay here of the pass from Murray, who draws 2 defenders, drawing both Pope and McGee here. Just because Murray requires so much attention, basically, the Lakers are respecting his ability to score. Davis at the free throw line going to put up the first one and does hit the first of the 2 free throws. Davis averaging a team high 27.6 points and 11 rebounds per game in the postseason, shooting basically 60% from the floor. Although, granted, most of his shots are quite high percentage down low in the paint, but still very impressive. As Alex Caruso checks into the game for JaVale McGee.
Yeah, so here just kind of heard it from the commentators. You're going, AD is basically going to switch to the 5, which means AD is going to be matched up on Jokic here. It's going to be interesting to see how they basically go up against it. Jamal Murray absolutely just weaves through everybody with a really nice right-handed finish on the left side of the basket.
Yeah, that was actually prescribed because you can see Jokic was trying to go across the baseline and then moved back right away from the Murray drive to get Anthony Davis out of the paint. And it is now Jokic defending Davis, and that's going to be called for another foul there. So I believe that might be 2 quick fouls on Jokic here, or it's at least his first. Yeah, Murray just driving right by Caruso there, finishing with the right. Yeah, this Jokic one's a bit of a mess, to be honest.
Yeah, and this is the situation. I mean, if you're Jamal Murray and you're also Jokic at the same time, but you know your value to your club. Like, you can't put yourself in these positions to where you possibly can actually foul out, or we have kind of like a Siakam situation where you're kind of in foul trouble early in the game.
Well, that was that was game 1 of that series.
Wow, that Kia actually looks pretty good.
The turbocharged Kia K5.
Like the front grille of it. Ow, I can't even. Sorry, I did chest yesterday, Chad, and I can't even raise my arms above my shoulders.
You're lucky just to be able to go to a gym, buddy.
Dude, I can't move anything. I think that's why I took 2 naps today. I think my body's actually like trying to shut down. It has so much lactic acid buildup inside of it.
LeBron James taking a quick rest here as Anthony Davis now has his 8th point of the first quarter. 8 points for the game, of course, here. Almost half of LA's points. Murray being guarded here by Kuzma just beyond the 3-point line, down to Jokic. Jokic going one-on-one against Davis, and Jokic going to get this one back out. mid-range shot is
I
good
just
by
don't
Monte
understand,
Morris.
man. Jokic is like right under the basket. Really nice move to
Yeah, he
sprint
should
up
have
the court
taken
from
it.
Kuzma. He could have taken it, but like he in his brain is like pass, open man, he'll make it.
Also,
Like,
Jokic
it's
definitely
awesome.
stepped on the court there as he came inbounds. That was really close. Morris working on Kuz. Morris with the left, can't quite finish the layup. He's going to want to have that one back at the end of the night, is my guess. Kuzma. Pope here. Pope for three. That shot is off. Rebound to Caruso on the weak side. And now Rondo. Yeah, Rondo in the game. Rondo. Oh my
Rondo with a
goodness,
really
what a
nice
pass.
there to Caldwell Pope right there, basically going right off the screen. And I think that's going to lead to a Mike Malone quick timeout here, actually.
Yeah, this will be the media timeout for Denver, actually. It's just a little dump off pass there by Rondo to Caldwell Pope for the finish. Lakers by 4 here in the early going. 4:24 left in the first quarter. Okay.
This game's flowing.
Yes,
like
it is,
a
actually.
lot. Like way more than typical, I would definitely have to say.
Way more than typical.
I also don't. We haven't seen almost enough play to really start saying out like averages or statistics or kind of anything like that so far. But I have to say Anthony Davis is significantly involved within the offense here for the Lakers. Something that we actually saw earlier series is that he was heavily criticized for. So he was actually really criticized that he wasn't getting involved. He wasn't getting enough touches. But here, right off the bat, he's already got 8 points. He's shot 3 times. He's pretty much touching the ball in every single possession. He's also got 1 assist. So that, I mean, if you're a Lakers fan, this is really good news for you. Watching him get right into it right from the start. Hello, D-Saki M. Hi, Mom. Having him get right into the game. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how long Murray and Jokic actually play. Mike Malone is a coach that in the past has actually rested them. They don't typically play the full 48. They'll play like 42 or they'll play like 43 minutes of the game. Granted, they're also taking them out at the end of quarters. So it's like in real time, technically you're getting way more rest than actual game time. But typically, Mike Malone does give them rest. It'll be interesting to see how much rest Jokic and Murray end up getting, considering they're basically the entire offense, and seeing where Denver can actually even get scoring when they're off the court. So for the Lakers, you're in good, I would say you're in pretty good shape going forward with the offense, AD being involved. On the defensive end, both teams, I think, have been doing okay. They haven't necessarily done anything too out of the ordinary. I think they're still in the early phases of like feeling each other out and trying to understand which matchups actually work for them and which matchups don't.
Yeah, pretty good. As you were saying, pretty good flow of the game for both teams at the moment. I guess it's just nice to see that Michael Porter being a huge X factor on the side of the Nuggets for sure.
And he kind of comes off the bench typically. He kind of plays that 6-7 man role, and then we'll end up getting more minutes later in the game.
It is nice to see that the Nuggets did get a bit of rest, at least 2 full days, but approximately 72 hours if you include some of the time in between there. They don't have to play a game. It's like they went into game 1 of the Clippers series, and that was turned into a blowout pretty quickly, as they just didn't have enough time to recover. But here, a good start for Denver in the early going, 17 points, only trailing by 4, but also a good start there for the Lakers, who have looked not their best in the previous game 1s, but we'll see. Still plenty of time to go here. All right.
Yeah, I would say they definitely didn't necessarily look their best, but they were never in a situation where you'd be like, wow, this team's going to lose.
Yeah.
Or like this team's not doing well type thing. They always looked like they were somewhat at least in control. I think like the Portland game, yeah, they lost game 1 and then they came out and won all of them. This next series too, similar thing with the Rockets. I think when they need to turn it, I think they actually have the team cohesion to where they actually can turn it on, unlike the Clippers that don't have the cohesion. So there is no on or off switch. There is just an off switch.
Yeah, watching the Lakers games, this is what I was telling you earlier. Like, I feel like they just play like the fourth quarter that they know to turn it on. They just like take over the game.
Ooh.
So I'm like,
beautiful look there, and great move by Craig there to get under the basket and then use the basket as protection from the shot blocking ability.
The LeBron stat, that graphic, LeBron stats against an entire franchise. This Rondo puts it up, and the alley-oop to AD. He's all over the Nuggets at the moment. Nobody
Nothing you can do
stop
about
him.
that, too. Yeah, you can't defend that.
Murray going to try to go up against Caruso. This is now Jokic. He does have a bit of a mismatch as Davis comes over and now switches on to him. Monte Morris gets it back to Jokic, and Jokic trying to shoot over Caruso, and Caruso's going to draw. Jokic is going to draw the foul on Caruso, rather. You can see that they were trying. So Jokic had Rondo on him. They tried to post him up. He couldn't quite do it. Davis came in and recovered. They switched that one off. Then they try to switch this again and get Jokic on Caruso, and he's able to draw a foul there. So Jokic trying to make the most of his opportunities while Davis is not guarding him, because the Lakers seem to be switching off everything defensively. Which sometimes you can switch like 1 through 4, but you won't switch 5 and just like leave Davis.
Yeah,
on
LeBron's stats are basically the Denver Nuggets stats in the playoffs. It's pretty insane.
Well, except for the whole fact that he's won 3 championships and the Nuggets haven't won a single one.
And that's former Karen's Taipan Torrey Craig. Oh, he played in the NBL. Nice.
Also, a fun stat, it's been 11 years since the Nuggets have found themselves in the Western Conference Finals, and 11 years ago, they lost to the Los Angeles Lakers in 6 games.
And Caldwell Pope is going to hit that quick transition in 3. It was basically just a quick outlet pass. He was ready at the 3-point line, just hit it right away. There's pretty much no one back on defense except 2 other players. Jokic has the seal inside on Caruso and the mismatch. Definitely going to try to get the ball. They double him, and then Torrey Craig is going to be able to get a shot up into the basket and be fouled there. So the former Cairns. Okay.
Yeah.
Goes to the line here.
There you go.
And so this is my problem with doubling Jokic, is because he's actually a pass first center, which is very odd. So he's very comfortable passing out of the double team, as we just saw. We saw the Clippers do it, and it basically created the game into a 3-on-4. Granted, the Clippers were doubling at the high screen and roll, not down low, so slightly different from what the Lakers are doing now. Caruso's just going to try to go all the way to the basket here, and he's actually going to draw a foul on Craig. See that this is kind of what we touched on earlier and at the beginning too. The Lakers are going to try to push the ball in transition the entire time because they know that it's way easier to score against the Nuggets in that situation. They're going to be able to get more points on the board, and they're going to be able to push the ball and get easier buckets. That's exactly what they've been doing. Caruso pushes the ball. He's straight to the line, and he's going to be able to probably put up 2 points here. So this is now, I think I lost count, but I know before when it came up, I said it was about 6 points. So maybe it's around 8 to 10 points that just got it on transition. Nothing else, not against a set defense. It's basically 10 free points for the Lakers.
Fast break points, 5 actually for the Lakers.
Yeah, but it doesn't count transition. Fast break and transition is different.
There isn't a stat for that per se.
Jokic was a really nice spin, rip through move on AD to get him off his out in front of him, keep it on his back, and finish with the opposite hand. Really good move from Jokic right there. He's going to be matched up with AD here. AD is going to try to put a spin move on him, but he's going to throw up a floater, and he's going to be short. Michael Porter back into the game, as Ant the Kid in our YouTube chat says.
Yes, and this one is going to go right to the rack. It's going to be Murray finishing with the right, coming off the curl. Nicely done by Murray. Lakers now trying to slow things up just a little bit. Kuz over there to AD, going to find Rondo. Rondo being guarded by Murray. Going to try to exploit Jokic down low. And
that was really good defense by Craig.
Actually,
that was really good defense by Craig. Craig got his hand in there and actually got it off his, I think it was Denver ball.
It is actually going to be called Laker ball as Caldwell Pope goes to the bench and LeBron comes in.
I would put a question mark and an asterisk next to that call, but it's just me.
Yeah, actually, Quinn Cook.
Look, Mike Malone back there with the white and black shoes, looking fresh.
Rondo going to take this one in as Murray's going to go to the bench for a bit of a breather.
Yeah, this is probably Murray's break right here. He'll get 2 minutes and the commercial break after the half. Jokic most likely expected to be soon or in the second.
And Kuzma puts in a soft mid-range jump shot that rolls around and drops for him. 30 points now for the Lakers in a single quarter. This is about a defense optional here
Oh,
as
what a
Craig
nice look.
just gets into the paint with very little resistance. Neither
Yeah, he
team.
basically posted up a Caruso, the massive size mismatch there.
Kuzma for the three from the corner. Kuzma can't get it to go. Davis flies in there, almost gets down the rebound. Michael Porter Jr. instead with it. And this is Monte Morris. Monte Morris trying to get Jokic down low.
Yep.
He's got Kuzma
Mismatch
on
with
him.
Kuz.
Basically everything except AD is a mismatch. Jokic trying to go, oh, what a beautiful move. Great footwork by Jokic, and he's going to finish it. LeBron calling for an offensive goaltending, but it won't be granted.
I mean, either it's a defensive or an offensive, because I think they pretty much both touched the ball, right? Like,
yeah, the ref just kind of ignored it as Rondo tries to dive in, and Jokic slaps the ball out of his hand, and that's going to be out on Jokic.
LeBron, to basically say it was goaltending, LeBron also had his hand like right next to the basket too.
I think this is the reverse angle of it. Let's see here. And James put it in.
I think James actually scored the basket.
I think so.
I don't think Jokic scored that.
Wait, did LeBron just like accidentally tip it in and try to call offensive goaltending?
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't look like it. AD down there and Plumlee.
Oh my God, Miles!
First minutes for our Duke boy.
Oh my!
Straight foul right away, losing AD. Classic.
All right, I gotta sit down for this one. What is? That was horrible. That was literally the worst thing I have ever seen. You're not in the game for more than 2 seconds. AD goes in down low, gets the inbounds pass, and Plumlee just doesn't even try. Oh my. This is Plumlee defense from back in the Duke days, man.
Yeah, no comment on that one.
He's going to get manhandled here in a second. And I can say that because I've watched him play at Duke. Oh, Lord.
Water bottle.
AD hits them both. Good for him. Murray's back. He didn't even get the full rest.
Yeah, I just gave him pretty much 40 seconds.
Porter probing the defense. Can't find an angle in here. Murray being guarded by Rondo. The screen by Plumlee, who they could have called for a moving screen, honestly. Murray tries to finish with the right and can't get it. Davis now in transition. Murray steals it away. Yep, oh, that's a foul on Davis. That's a foul on Davis as he runs over Michael Porter Jr., who was picking up the steal.
That's a bad foul by Davis, honestly. Like, I know he's trying to go for the ball. I know he's trying to put in effort and hustle, but you got to think about him.
Pointers?
You got to think about him basically in the future part of the game. Just not, you can't pick up that foul there. It's not a good foul. We basically see no threes.
No, actually, nobody's hit one. Yeah. No, actually, it's not true.
Caldwell Pope hit one in transition. Andy hit another one in the quarter. There's been a few threes, but not as much. Definitely way less.
Teams are 3 of 6. Actually, they're shooting a great percentage. They just haven't been taking a lot of them. I think it's because they're trying to figure out and exploit these mismatches down low with their big men. Because right now they're playing through Jokic and they're playing through Davis and seeing what happens.
I mean, both of these teams and both of these coaches are basically, as of right now, I would say they've come into the game with a matchup plan, basically. If the matchup is there, take the matchup no matter what shot you get. AD is going to take the matchup against Mason Plumlee every single day of the week.
Yo, and I thought that he was going to drive on Plumlee because he's definitely going to beat him if he drives on him, but he just decided to shoot a mid-range shot over.
Speaking of threes, Grant hit how? I can't raise my arm.
Grant hits a 3. There's your. I remember watching Grant in Syracuse. Gave Duke fits, by the way. LeBron being guarded by Grant. Here in Denver in a bit of a zone here, and Kuzma's just blocked that.
He totally blocked that.
Goes and it went in anyway.
Yeah, he blocked it into the backboard and it went in.
7 seconds here, and Murray's got the last shot here. He's going to go on Davis. 2, doesn't really realize that the clock's winding down, and it's Murray with the 3-pointer right at the end of the quarter. Woo! Look at that, Denver. Talking about chat wanted 3-pointers. Chat, you got one there too. Murray, right at the last second over the outstretched arms of AD, drills it.
I got to say too, really clever, a really clever move there by Jamal because he was actually looking to the left as if he was going to pass, but there literally was nobody there.
There was no one there.
Everybody was on the right side of the court. So like it was just a pretty clever fake out move there from Murray to get that shot up.
Yo, I tell you what, the Denver Nuggets have walked in with some swagger here. Up 38-36. Defense optional, ladies and gentlemen, in this first quarter. And even though there's been a sort of a deficit of three-pointers, not many, we've put up almost 40 points in a quarter. You said this earlier. Both teams well capable of scoring in the 110s, 120s. We're on pace for that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect this game to be. I don't expect any of these games unless it goes to 7. Unless it goes to 7 to ever be less than 100 points. They'll break the 100-point threshold every single time. What was that you said at the start about the teams having to work out how to get stops? Yeah, 38-61, as Oz kind of says. Like this game is going to be that offensive. Like each team can score, and they know they can score. It's just really how do you stop the other teams from scoring? And clearly no team has figured that out yet. Obviously, it's still the first quarter of the entire series. But I think that's where it's going to trend. I mean, you look at these numbers, and these numbers don't get put up in our Heat Celtics series ever.
No, they don't. A bit of a different
this is like
tempo.
halfway through the second quarter numbers for the Eastern Conference right now.
Bit of a different tempo here in the first quarter of this game. As you mentioned, both teams shooting exceptionally well. 14 of 22 for the Nuggets, 62% from the floor. On the side of the Lakers, it's 13 of 22, 57% from the floor for them. Both teams shooting above 50% from 3, and both the Lakers and the Nuggets have basically hit all their free throws. The Nuggets have just missed 1, but both have taken 8. So they are 15 of 16 combined across both of the teams there. Exceptional shooting, exceptional play in the first quarter. The team stats here, also both teams taking relative care of the ball as well. Only 2 turnovers for the Nuggets and 2 turnovers for the Lakers. So exceptionally well polished here. Both teams look like they're ready to play, and they are doing that so far. Rebounding just about even across both of the sides. Assists a little bit in favor of the Lakers. The Lakers have 11 assists on 13 made baskets. Actually pretty impressive, even though most of the offense has been running through AD. A lot of those have been assisted plays.
So I want to get to a comment here from Mark Hathaway here in YouTube chat. Maybe a score-heavy game is Denver's survival mechanism. I 100% agree with the first part of that. That's facts. It's true. Shouldn't the Lakers have something to stop Denver? Yes and no. They have AD, but we've kind of realized, and wow, this outfit is banana land. Jesus. I don't even wear outfits like that, and I wear crazy shirts. But anyways, back to what we were saying. I don't know. They haven't figured out how to actually guard the pick and roll because they've actually moved the pick and roll away from just Jokic and Murray. They're adding other people into the pick and roll, so it's pretty interesting. Honestly, just from the first quarter and watching the game as Alex Caruso finishes with the left hand there and somehow gets fouled.
He gets fouled by Porter.
I don't know where the foul call was there. Maybe we'll figure out how they have a plan, but right now they're pretty much just doubling the problem and Jokic is passing over the double team, or they'll just leave the matchup. They're still switching 1 through 5.
Yes, they are. Is Caruso now at the free throw line, going to shoot 1 and makes it. So the and 1 for him is complete here in the early second, as LA finds itself back on top by a single point. Murray being guarded by Caruso. What a crossover by Murray. That shot should have dropped because it was beautiful.
Oh, man, that was so nice.
Wow, just caught him on the other side of the pick and roll, and there.
Oh, good defense. Good defense there.
He
got the ball. They called a foul. Never mind. And LeBron looks as if he is.
He will be just fine.
This is normal.
Foul there by Grant as LeBron hits the floor and he's going to find himself at the free throw line. It's not ball, buddy. He got his arms. He just
I
took him straight to the ground.
Oh, he did roll his left ankle. It doesn't look too bad though.
And I want everybody to observe how late Plumlee is coming over here. There was no way that was ever even going to
It's
be
not
a
the
block.
worst roll, but it's not a comfortable roll, I would say, of the ankle there.
LeBron is a human specimen. I mean, he's just
Yeah, I'm
there's
sure
that's
he's
not going to
wrapped
do.
up and
Your
everything.
ankle would be broken. His is like
Yeah.
not even close. Although he did short arm that one.
Wow. At
Oh,
least
dear.
my free throw would get to the rim.
Well, okay, maybe the ankle's a bit worse off than we thought.
That was really bad.
He's got to stretch it out a little bit. All right, we'll give him that freebie there. First miss,
Oh
free throw
my.
miss by the Lakers, by the way, and he's gonna get more wrist action in there. All right, he's got it. 40-38. As LeBron hits the second.
Yeah,
of the
Mark,
two free
injuries
throws.
could be the difference at the end of the day, but I think I think these teams are playing at almost full strength. No.
Yes, I think so. I don't.
Oh,
As
get rid of
Plumlee-
this camera angle, man. They're too tall. You
Did
can't
Plumlee
see.
just walk? Did Plumlee
No.
just walk?
Eh,
Marquise
all right.
Morris.
Everybody's got the same hairstyle.
I do like some of these matchups because this is Marquise. This is Kansas on Duke right now, and I'm afraid that Kansas is probably going to win. It's Grant, the inbound to Grant. Grant, Morris. Back to Porter. Porter gets stripped as he goes up, and that goes out of bounds.
I think it's
and
Denver
the
ball.
Tipped by, refs are going to say
Yeah.
tipped by LA. A little bit of confusion here. But the Denver Nuggets will retain possession. They have only 3 seconds on
Well,
the shot
how
clock.
would he throw the ball out that way?
3 seconds on the shot clock as it didn't hit the rim. Plumlee's going to try to go. Oh, but did we just see?
I mean, he could have dunked it, but also it was a nice play to kick it out, I guess. But yeah, he probably should have just taken 2 points.
Wait, what? I hope our dad is watching because he'd probably be yelling for Plumlee to dunk it like he did.
That was
for
pretty
4
bad.
years. That was pretty. Like it did
It was
for
kind of
4
an open
years
lane
at
to the
Duke.
basket. Yeah.
Oh, he was wide open. He had every space in the world. LeBron's gonna show him how it's done, and LeBron throws it down. That's how you finish.
That was
the play.
really poor miscommunication on the screen right there, and Mike Malone's going to take a timeout because of it. That was not what they wanted to do there. Which bench is deeper in your opinion? Mark Hathaway here asks. I would honestly, I think the Denver bench is deeper, right? I would have to say. I think the Lakers, other than what they kind of have on the floor now, plus AD and Caldwell Pope, it's pretty much it. I feel like they probably just run 7.
Are you counting Rondo and Kuzma and Caruso and like Danny Green? Danny Green started, but like then he hasn't seen him. What about Dwight Howard, your friend?
Yeah, no shot. No shot. Oh, those are the injuries. Thank you, Oz, for the injuries. It's Dion Waiters is still injured, and also Avery Bradley is injured, and Will Barton, you're right, for the Denver Nuggets. I did forget about Will Barton. But Gary Harris was coming off a long-term injury and is back for the Nuggets. Has played in a few series. Has played in 1 series already. But the reason why I necessarily say which bench is deeper is I guess I'm kind of interpreting the question different. It's kind of like which bench will have to produce more. The Nuggets bench will have to produce more.
Oh, okay.
Have any? That's kind of how I'm interpreting.
That's a different question, though.
Yeah, that's sort of how I'm interpreting it.
Because you're saying
like 1-for-1 talent. Yeah, I mean the Lakers are probably better talent-wise on the bench. Like Danny Green is probably better than Gary Harris. You know.
Yes, but the question then becomes,
like Michael Porter Jr., Gary Harris, all those players are going to get more points than Danny Green and Caruso.
Yes,
right?
they have. The Nuggets have to play a complete team game in order to win, basically. Yes. Although they have won games where Jokic and Murray have they each get like 30, and then okay, so like somebody can come up with the other 60, I suppose, between.
Exactly. Like Plumlee right now, as you say, isn't doing well. He's just in the game for Jokic. So that's kind of thing. Hey, Renato, how you been doing? Nice to see you. We did your Heat. Your Heat are doing really well.
Oh my goodness. We'll get to that at halftime,
and,
by the way.
We won't be doing their game tomorrow, but we'll be back on Monday. If you can catch us on Monday, we'll be doing their game then. So really, some really great stuff the Heat are putting out.
Are you gonna go and get a broom for Monday?
I think they may sweep them.
That would be really sad.
It's bad.
It's bad. It's bad. We'll talk about it at halftime. I got a topic on that one for you, ready, like teed up and ready to go. We can talk all about the Miami Heat at halftime because they've been playing exceptionally well. Whew.
He says Heat in 5.
Heat in 5. Oh, he's actually giving the Celtics a game. Wow.
He'll give
Okay.
him a game. We'll give him a game. That's fair enough. Yeah. That is so funny. Yeah, we'll talk about it at halftime, but yeah, that series is getting a little worrying. And it also worries me that the Celtics fans that I'm friends with said the Celtics played bad.
Well, at least they can be vocally
didn't
self-critical
really
of their own
make
team.
sense because the Heat played really bad yesterday.
Except that not when it counted.
Except not when it counted. Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
guess, I mean, one team's still turning the ball over 15 times a game.
20,
so.
actually.
Yeah.
The Heat played poorly in the first half. Their second half was sensational.
Yeah. I mean, as we said kind of yesterday in the game, they basically flip-flopped.
Yeah, they flipped
honestly,
they flipped
is what
the
they
game.
did.
All right, back to play here in the bubble.
Oh, really long time out. Wow.
It was probably like the media timeout as Morris brings it up the floor, and it's now Plumlee going up against Morris. Jamal down low. Jamal turns it over, actually gives it right to Rondo. And the Lakers there with the 12 assists on the 15 made field goals. That's something we called out at the end of the first half, or the first quarter. There was Markieff Morris is going to take a three, and he's going to drill that one. So add one more to the assist column. 3 points for the Lakers as they've now opened a 7-point lead here at the 10:09 mark of the second. Screened by Grant, and it's now Murray on James. Murray going right, tries to 5-hole Morris to get it to Plumlee. Can't quite get it to go.
Can you click live on yours? Will it kick you forward?
Nope.
Okay.
Let's see. Grant tries to get Morris to come and grab the inbounds, and Morris does have it. So Morris driving, gives it to Porter. Porter Jr. for three. That's off the back of the iron. And James goes down again on the rebound, but gets right back up. Rebounder Rondo, and we're off and rolling here as the Lakers is going to take Jokic and can't quite get it to go. Rebound. Dwight Howard. No, not quite. Michael Porter, maybe. Yes, Nuggets get that rebound off. And there's your man. Dwight Howard's in the game, buddy.
Oh, yeah. LeBron almost like trucked him.
Ow. Talking about getting trucked. That's a Morris on Morris over here as number 88 for LA goes sky high and just plants Monte Morris, rather. That looks like it hurts.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
Oh, that looks ugly, but I mean, it's normal.
Kind of lucky there with the shoulder, right?
I mean, it's not a flagrant, it's a regular foul.
No, yeah, but he didn't and no collarbone issue or anything there. One more shot here for Monte Morris as he missed the first one. Try to make it a 6-point game, and he does. Danny Green back in the game for the Lakers. Caruso, Dwight Howard, Morris, and James, the other four Lakers on the floor at the moment, as Caruso's going to drive left, trying to get this one to Howard. No, it winds up in the hands of James. And Michael Porter just goes absolutely flying on the shot fake as Markieff Morris puts it in for three again. Second straight three-pointer for him. Who do we have for this series? At this point, we'll get to that here in a second as Caruso's going the other way. LeBron James and Dwight Howard! Ooh! Can't get the finish there. The alley-oop was a good idea, poorly executed by Dwight. I blame Dwight, not LeBron.
Yeah, so a question here in chat from Renato. I mean, in this one, 100%. I mean, every single series that the Nuggets have played, I've always taken the other team.
And we've been wrong.
I've been wrong, but I'm going to take the Lakers in this one. I don't expect myself to be wrong this time, but if I am wrong, I will be so freaking happy. You have no idea. I am internally rooting for the Nuggets.
You're going to be wrong 3 times here?
Yeah, 100%. But as kind of normal Nuggets goes, they have to lose 3 to even think about winning the series. So Man,
Well,
they
I
gotta lose
I
them.
think honestly, if you're the Nuggets, something tells me that you rather not find yourselves down 3-1 again and have to make it a third time.
Oh yeah, 100%. And turns out to end up being a really good foul. Dwight misses both,
Dwight
like
misses
normal.
both free throws. Yes, like normal. Oh my goodness. Nice pass down low there by Harris, but Jokic can't finish. Gets his own rebound. The double team here
Oh,
by Howard and Green, and Howard tries to save it. Ryan's right in the hands of Millsap, and Jokic's going to repost here. So 17 seconds on the shot clock. This is going to be a foul by Dwight Howard. I
yeah,
mean,
right.
holy, come on.
Yeah, that's totally a
His
foul.
hands are all over him. Jeez.
You guys have been wrong a couple times. Yeah, we have been wrong a few times. But hey, every single professional broadcaster has been wrong. So, I mean, Stephen A. Smith has got to be under 30% for every single pick, and the guy still makes $10 million working for ESPN. So, I mean, come on, right?
Has anyone else ever come down back from down 3? No. So no other team in NBA history has come back from 3-1 twice. And it's never been, obviously, since that hasn't happened, it's never been done 3 times. This is a terrible pass by Gary Harris. It gets picked off, and LeBron is just going to go with the alley-oop and almost take the basket down with him at that one. That was
The
a highlight
Caruso
break.
LeBron love story.
Well, it works out, and there's your quick transition. I mean, the Lakers are just killing the Nuggets here on these quick runouts. That is not an offensive foul. Okay. Problem here. If you rewind that, you can see that the ref put the whistle in his mouth the second that Jokic laid that screen on and wanted to call the foul, and then he did, but late. And I was like, I don't understand, because I almost was like, oh, and he calls a foul, but it took him like 3 seconds when the guy actually ran into Jokic for him to call a foul. That's terrible officiating.
I didn't see much.
There was nothing there. It's like the dude had already decided he was going to call the foul. LeBron James just muscles his way in there. Nobody's stopping him. 2 more points to LeBron. It's been the LeBron and AD show. LeBron's got 9, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists.
What?
And another offensive foul.
They called the other one on Jokic?
Yes. And that's his 3rd foul, and he's got to go to the bench at this point.
Wait. What?
Wow, that is horrible.
Are you kidding me?
The hand fighting with Dwight. Okay, Dwight Howard's only purpose has been to get Jokic foul. That, I'm telling you, dude, that ref is all over it.
What? Dude, there is no way that's a foul.
That is a horrendous call. Holy cow. Wow, that takes all the fun out of this first half. So basically, the Nuggets are going to have to go the next 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes, without Jokic, and now being down 13.
Max and Net, I'm going to butcher Max and Nekeko 62. Appreciate very much the follow in the Twitch side. I'll just call you Max. Thank you, Max.
Wow.
Yeah, Oz agreeing with us in chat here says the foul was a terrible call. I'm surprised he didn't challenge it too. I don't.
Yeah, YouTube chat can't believe it either. It's like the refs
That's a ridiculous
win. I was like,
call, guys. Like,
what? I'm sort of still in shock as Caruso just manages to like short arm 2 free throws, and that was really poor free throw shooting there. The best free throw shooter so far in the Lakers has been Anthony Davis, as the Lakers are trying to basically triple team Murray, and now they're going to tee him up!
Now they're going to tee him up. This is
wow.
I mean, but also, like, I would love to see the replay. The guy's getting hacked.
He is. He's got two Lakers. He's got LeBron and Caruso there, basically all in his airspace. Murray's complaining about it, which I agree with him, by the way. And then they're going to rush him.
I mean, the fact that nobody got teed up on the other one is crazy to me. I'm surprised nobody got a technical for that one.
Danny Green completes the technical. There's some early fireworks here, but this is nuts. Wow, I feel bad for the Nuggets, man.
Yeah, I feel like the Nuggets have gotten
they
really
got a raw
done.
deal right now. Dwight Howard, the instigator, man. Look at they put Dwight back in there just to stir the pot. That's basically been his role.
And to be honest with you, I don't think this is a good idea if you're the Lakers.
Which part?
Like, I don't think you need to stir these guys' pot. Like, I don't think you need to antagonize the Nuggets to play harder. Like, that's not a good idea, in my opinion. We've already seen how that goes. But, hey, to each their own. Great block from Dwight, not going to lie.
Yeah, that was a block. It could have. Well, Markieff Morris was there in defensive position, but the Nuggets will retain possession. Only 6 seconds on the shot clock here. Just under 7 minutes to go.
Come on, Mace.
Plumlee gets Howard caught up in the air and finally
Don't even help him up. Let him sit.
Nicely done.
There you go. Good
Plumlee
job.
finally. We're getting a little chippy out here, actually, between both teams.
Well, now I'm just kind of upset for the Nuggets. Like, I'm just like, I feel hard done by it. I'm not even a Nuggets fan.
Yeah.
I just want there to be a good game. Just kind of ruined it.
Danny Green and Jamal Murray. Oh my goodness,
that
this
one
is
gets called the
incredibly
block.
physical.
Yeah.
LeBron James puts Murray on the floor. This is going to be an and one. Jamal Murray going, wow, okay. I mean, yeah, Murray was still moving.
Yeah, but yesterday when we were watching the Kemba game, you were the one saying that was a charge when he put his shoulder down. And LeBron just did the exact same thing. So either get yourself straight there on what you're saying, because LeBron just put his shoulder down.
No, this one was not as obvious. This one's not as no. This one's not as obvious here. I actually wouldn't have called anything on this one.
I wouldn't have called anything.
I would just let it roll.
I actually think the refs that called the game yesterday did an exceptional job. I would say that they had like a decent amount of no calls and the charge kind of blocking calls. They were 50-50 ones to let them go. It's fine, stuff like that. It's just really hard for me to watch this game and not feel like the Nuggets have gotten really hard done by the refs right now.
And the Lakers were on a run before it. They were basically up by 7, and then all of a sudden, all the foul trouble comes in. Jokic is now on the bench. He's not going to be back for the probably the remainder of the first half. And now the Lakers have opened up a 14-point lead. They're in commanding position of this, with LeBron James going to the free throw line to make it 15, assuming he connects on this one. Damn. Well, in any case. Welcome into all the viewers across both Twitch and YouTube. Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Hopefully you managed to have a good week. And now we're coasting here into the weekend with the Nuggets and the Lakers. It is game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. With the Lakers currently ahead 55-41.
Dude, my whistles mean nothing to you. It's so funny. Yeah, I mean, all right, so let's try to ignore the fact that the refs have sort of put a wedge in the game a little bit. I would say that the Lakers are sort of playing to their strengths here. They're winning the matchups, and the Nuggets have only scored 38 minus 41 is 3. The Nuggets have only scored 3 points in the quarter. So that is something also to take into consideration for the Lakers. So just think about that. The Lakers basically have the Lakers have continued doing what they've been doing. And they basically upped their defensive intensity to slow down the Nuggets. This is kind of what we were talking about earlier of exactly how one of these teams is going to have to win the game. Both teams can score lights out. Both teams can put up as many points as they necessarily want. It's just really going to come down to one team stopping the other and playing defense. I think that's what kind of the Lakers have sort of done right now. Granted, it's a massive help not having Jokic in the game. Fouls, calls, correct or not correct, whatever. But Jokic not being in the game creates a massive issue for the Nuggets to be able to basically play 6 minutes and 30 seconds, basically an entire half of a quarter without their best player on the court. So if you're looking at this from a Lakers perspective, this is where you want to pack on the points. You want to slow them. You want to choke them down defensively. Don't let them get any more points and continue extending the lead. We know this is a Nuggets team that does a really good job of coming back in the second half.
Yeah, that's true.
Granted, yes, they've been down 3-1 and everything like that, but it's more the fact that that this team will turn it on. So you almost like a 15-point lead is not necessarily safe against the Nuggets. A 20-point is kind of safe. A 25 is safe, but like anything like a 15-point something like that is not safe against the Nuggets. Here's the call again that we're seeing. Mike Malone decided to challenge the call is what we're hearing, and it was an unsuccessful challenge. It's curious you guys didn't notice anything huge. Yeah, I mean the defensive intent. It's more personally. I think it's more just the defensive intensity, and they're also doubling harder out of the into the screens. So that's just something to take note of. They've also made some defensive switches. Caruso's been in the game way more. He gives more effort on the defensive end, and Morris also another big problem on the defensive end as well. He can basically match up and go through 1 through 5 as well. So I think they're making some personnel matchups on the court to make their defense better on top of the intensity as well. Danny Green is one of the best on-ball defenders for a lot of his career.
Yeah, it was that way ever since he was in San Antonio, back with that championship team as well. As Murray's now going to take this long-range jump shot just about 1 foot inside. Yeah, 1 foot inside the three-point line. Usually an awkward shot there. As 2 points for him. But LeBron has 10 points so far in this second quarter alone, as he's going to take Grant, and LeBron's going to go for 2 mid-range jump shot for him, misses. I was about to say that's his first miss of the second quarter. Plumlee with the screen. Murray trying to get around, working on Howard, and that ball is deflected by Morris, and now the Lakers in transition the other way. Caruso cross-court pass to Green. Green's going to put this one up quickly for 3. Can't quite get it to go. Rebound down to the Nuggets, and Murray's off with it as Murray gets it up ahead. And the quick shot, not quite going to make it by Harris, and that's going to be a terrible foul by Plumlee.
No, they actually purposely did it. He can't. Plumlee has fouls Howard? To give. Yes. Exactly.
Oh, this is Haka Howard.
They're in the bonus, and they're just going to foul him to put him on the line.
Goodness.
Which makes the guy shoots below 50%. So thank you, Inner Bean, for the follow. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying the content. I'm working, been trying to get some live game action. So thank you being here and doing it. Followed it. Appreciate it very much. Eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to show the games. If you're an NFL fan, we will be doing Thursday Night Football with broadcasting the actual game itself. So stick around for that in the future.
Haka Howard just managed to make the first of the free throws here. So 57-43. And kind of Davis checks
on Mark's comments there too. Like small changes make a big difference, right? And you saw there, Mark commented on Morris coming into the game. Morris just being there, having his length, getting into that passing lane, created that turnover and created those 2 points for the Lakers. So it's just those small little things going on too, just small personnel changes, being in the passing lanes, those type of things will always change the defensive outlook on the game. And he actually ends up making both.
Yes, Howard does end up making both. So the Haka Howard strategy just does not work as Plumlee goes to the bench here. It's going to be Murray going one-on-one against Green. Great defense by Green. Murray forced into a tough shot, but will connect. He's just got versatility in his game. Murray on Green, can he make it happen on the defensive end? Green misses, so Murray does get the best of Green on the defensive.
Not a good look if you're the Lakers there. Got to move the ball.
And offensive ends. Remember, spin move there by by Millsap. Yep, by Millsap doesn't go, and now Rondo bringing it up the court. Rondo careful with the pivot foot there. Davis going to go up and under, and Davis going to get fouled by Millsap.
Oh.
What are they pointing to, Dwight?
Yeah, what are they pointing at? Yeah, what are they pointing at? Everybody on the court on the Lakers bench was pointing at somebody, but the foul was called, so I'm not really sure what happened. When I work, it's audio only, and none of the radio stations are covering it near me. So, of course, man. Interbeam, we got a lot of people that listen to us just kind of on the radio. We have people that go on long haul trips across the country will throw us on. So, really appreciate it, man. We'll try to also we keep that in mind. As well. So if you're always just listening on the radio and you actually don't have the vision of the screen, please let us know or just remind us, because that makes us say the score and the time on the clock as well if you're not actually visibly watching the screen. So
as Dwight
that being said, it is 59-45. The Lakers have a 14-point lead with 4:37 to go in the second quarter.
Davis still perfect from the free throw line here. The Lakers have hit the 60-point mark with 4:30 to go in the second. And are we going to get a timeout or a foul? We're going to get an off-the-ball foul here.
What?
For Rondo, it looks like. That or Dwight Howard. I'm telling you, man, Dwight Howard's just instigating stuff.
Yeah, he is, and it's bothering me.
Yeah, he really is. He's just causing chaos here.
It only works for one game.
Murray on Green. Murray going to go. Oh, smart move by
Yep.
Murray. Caught Danny Green up in the air and jumped into him. Forced the contact there. This is the shooter. This is shooter-created contact,
I don't agree
which is
with it.
apparently something that the refs have been told to look out for, that they should not be granting fouls for. I'm actually curious to see if it carries over to the college game, but that... Apparently, we've been told that's.
I never agree
happen.
with that call. I think a lot of people have watched the stream probably know it. I'm not the biggest fan of that call. I'm pulling for the Nuggets, but like when it's just like
it's
not
smart
really
play.
foul. Like it's a smart foul. I mean, it's a smart play, but you're creating the contact as the offensive player. So like the defensive player, like I've played defense before, and if the offensive player just goes into me and I get called for a foul, it's like, well, what do you want me to do? What am I supposed to do? It's kind of some complaints about the game being too in favor of the offensive player. But
well, Murray's got both of them now, as he has 15 points so far on the afternoon. The Nuggets only trail now by 13, as Davis is going to put up a wild shot.
Davis tried the rip-through move on the foul right there, and it didn't work out.
Didn't work. Millsap down with a rebound here. Opportunity for Denver to pull within 10 points if they can get a 3.
Or pass. Paul should have.
Millsap just going to discard. Wow.
Millsap he's like twice. He's twice Rondo. The size of Rondo. Yeah. He saw that matchup and his eyes lit up, and you're going to see. Oh my God.
It's another foul called. The foul called against Murray.
What's going on? No.
No,
it's so funny how far, like you said, he discarded him, but like he barely touched him, and he went like so
Rondo
far.
basically went out of the gym.
Yeah. Here, Dwight Howard is going to go to the line. The Lakers are leading now after this free throw by 12.
I can't believe they're called this. They're calling that a foul against Murray. Like what? Oh my goodness,
dude. Seriously?
So bad, man.
Dude, these foul calls are wild.
Oh, what a strip there by the Nuggets. I think this is going to go in the Nuggets' favor. Yes, almost the best offense.
Guys, alert! Nuggets got a call.
Yeah. Jeez. The Nuggets got a favorable call there as they get the out of bounds to go in their direction. 12-point margin, 61 LA, 49 Denver. As Millsap is going to find himself open here. No, Michael Porter Jr. is going to take the 3. That's going to be slightly off. Dwight Howard brings the rebound down, and Rondo.
I know he's a young player, but he's been open a few times on these threes. He's got to at least knock one of those down.
Yeah, I mean that was just a wide open shot.
Yeah, they're wide open shots.
Rondo with quite a long range 2, but won't go down as Dwight Howard.
All the foul.
He actually had good position down low, and Michael Porter Jr. will foul Howard on the rebound here. No, actually, they're going to call that on Harris.
Actually, Millsap was grabbing him.
Millsap, sorry.
Fair call.
Millsap was grabbing the right arm of Howard, so that is a
fair call.
That is a good call there. Unless they somehow called that on.
But then again, it's like it's okay if you fouled Dwight, honestly.
Although. He's now 4 of 5. So your hack of Howard strategy ain't working.
He's not. He missed 2 at the beginning. He missed 2. He missed both.
Like, he's 4 of 5 lately. Okay, he's 5 of 8. He's 5 of 8, still better than 50%. Oh, it's right around 50%. Actually.
Pick a role, one guy play-by-play, the other color commentary. Maybe one day it can turn into a pro gig. Yeah, hopefully that's what it goes into. Intervene. We're trying to get. This is still kind of the beginning of this. Like, also, we're trying to get good at both of the things, but typically,
the tip by Plumlee.
Typically, Ritz is more play-by-play, and I do color, so it's kind of And Anthony Davis is not going to be able to throw that back in, but they're of course going to call a foul. I mean, dude, the Nuggets can't buy a break. I mean, granted, some of these may be legit fouls. The foul before this one was a foul, but. It's a really interesting pass there by Rondo.
Somebody asked us who has the deeper bench, whether it's the Nuggets or the Lakers. Well, I'll tell you what, the way that the Nuggets are fouling, they're going to need a deep bench.
Yeah.
They're going to run out of players.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
The problem here, and kind of the term, as Davis misses the free throw, the term that the coaches would use is we have to learn to defend without fouling. And right now, the Nuggets can't do that. And so,
I mean, yeah, you got your 3. Millsap, Jokic, and Murray, you're three of some of the best players on the team. Two are the best players on the team. Millsap's up there, are on the bench. Three.
And the Nuggets, to be honest,
as we've said, Mike Malone's played this half, or this, I guess, half of the quarter with his bench. The fact that they're not losing by 20 is unbelievable.
Well, I was about to give you this stat. The Nuggets are lucky that the Lakers are shooting such a horrible percentage from the free throw line. They're 19 of 27. They're at 70%. Like, if you just added like another 10% onto that, it's another 3 or 4 points here, and we've got ourselves almost a 20-point margin. So the Lakers kind of digging themselves a bit of a hole with their poor free throw shooting. Of course, some of that is to be blamed on Dwight Howard, but anyway, LeBron bringing the ball up the court now as it is 63-49. Lakers ahead at the 2:37 mark here. LeBron going to get this to Davis, and Davis is going to go for three. That shot not quite off the mark there as the rebound down to Denver. Trying to go to Plumlee. Plumlee being guarded by Morris. Plumlee's going to get this down low, and yes, nice move there. That was Monty Morris. The
beautiful
other Morris.
Look. Beautiful look by Plumlee right there, and a really nice finish as well. Really hard. And really nice finish there from Kuzma. Thank you for that one, Kuz.
The game is actually on TNT.
TNT.
Yes. TNT.
It's also on NBA League Pass, YouTube TV. It's on a bunch of other networks, and you can find some stream of it online if you look hard enough.
Yeah,
I'll put it at that point. Thank you, Machi Pounder. Appreciate it, Fuda. I hope you're doing well.
Right before we cut to the commercial break, it was Monty Morris with another 2 points there. So the margin 12 right now. Nuggets actually staying within striking distance. Just a few minutes ago, this thing was almost a 20-point lead. But the Nuggets have managed to keep it respectable at the moment. If they can manage, I don't know. Do you put your stars back in here for the final 2 minutes and try to get this thing within, or you just like let it roll?
No, I don't think you can risk it. Personally, I wouldn't want to risk it. You're down by 12.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's not like, that bad.
Not bad.
It's worse. It could be worse.
Could be way worse.
If you go into the half down by 15 maximum, you should feel okay if you're Mike Malone as a coach. Granted, you're not going to be happy, but for the situation, yeah, it's pretty good just being down 15 against the Lakers.
Well, you know who was down by double digits yesterday? Miami.
Yeah.
Halftime.
We've done enough NBA games that we know a 15-point lead can evaporate in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's not
we
safe.
know that, right? But it's like when it starts getting to the 20, 25, that's pretty much when you can call it quits.
LeBron James now bringing this one up, gives it to Davis, being guarded by Plumlee. And Caldwell Pope back in the game. Markieff Morris back to James, being guarded by Grant. And Morris gets this out to Pope, and Pope is going to take this for long range 2. Rebound down to Plumlee. As Plumlee is playing point guard. Somebody please get the ball out of his hands. Michael Porter Jr. obliges, and that three-pointer is no good.
It's got to hit
in transition. It's Davis, and Davis gets fouled as he goes up. Porter Jr. just...
That's a beautiful look there from LeBron. Basically like a 70-yard outlet pass down to like the end zone. You could basically say Anthony Davis down there looking way better than Baker Mayfield has ever looked in the NFL. But damn, that was a nice pass. And unfortunate that Davis didn't finish it, but a good foul. Sorry for my Ohio fans, whoever I just roasted.
And LeBron sort of joking with Davis there at the end, saying, keep your hands on the ball.
Mark Hathaway saying a -10 or -12 is almost a miracle for Denver. Yeah, 100%. Davis cannot hit from the line.
He was perfect early on,
which is weird.
The Lakers
he is a very good shooter.
Free throw shooting is contagious, as they say, as the free throw shooting for LA has just gotten worse here in the second quarter.
Already got 16.
Yeah, well, LeBron's got 16 as well.
Oh my God.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I also have to remind myself they put up 70 points already. So, I mean, like, the points have to come from somewhere.
Yeah. 12 of 21 from the free throw line this quarter here for LA, as that is going to be a foul against Kuz. And Denver also in the bonus. So Denver, smartly, they're actually getting free points at the line here with the clock stopped, trying to get themselves back into this game. Basically just trading free throws. And as long as LA is only hitting one every time down the floor, well, it's going to work.
And this is also something to think about here. Jokic and Murray will not have seen the court for over
30, probably 30, close to 30 minutes
No.
of real time.
More, because we're going to have halftime, which is 15.
Yeah.
It's going to be close to 45 minutes they haven't touched the court. They're going to be rested. They're going to play the full 24 minutes.
Oh, that's what you were going. I thought you were going to go the other way with it.
No, they're going to play the full 24 in the second half. Kuzma's here is going to be on the block. He's going to lose the ball, get it back up to LeBron.
LeBron trying to drive on Grant. Sealed off by Kuzma. Gets it to Pope out there in the corner. Pope's going to go for three. That shot no good. Plumlee can't bring down the rebound, but Millsap does.
He's got us.
No, not Millsap. Morris does.
LeBron shouldn't pass that.
And on this one, nice shot there.
Oh!
Gary Harris in the corner for three. It's now an 8-point game. Kuzma going the other way. It's foul. Great
they're
foul.
They're going to call a foul on Gary Harris pushing what's his face to the ground.
Caldwell Pope to the ground.
Yeah.
So this is not on the shot
here. Off-ball. It's going to be an off-ball screen. I'm pretty sure I saw this away from the basket.
The three from
really
Harris.
Nice shot. Yep, beautiful shot from Harris. Really nice penetration there as well to get them that look. And it's only an 8-point lead right now. Possibly going to be 10 with the free throws.
But no free throw is a given here so far for LA. Caldwell Pope does hit the first. As Harris goes to the bench, and it is Morris on the court at the moment.
What do you think J.R. Smith's looking at? He's just looking at the other side of the court.
Dude, J.R. Smith's always looking into space, man. This is going to be out of bounds. So LA, the free throw
they're going to
missed.
retain possession. Yeah,
but LA retained possession.
Free throw there. Good hustle by LA to be able to get that board, get it out on Denver, get another possession out of the free throw.
Chance for an extra possession here for LA, as a kickball by Grant is going to have them re-inbound it. There are 38 seconds left in the half.
I think it went off of AD's foot. I don't think that was off Denver.
Well, they should be able to review this. Final 2 minutes of the half of play. Let's see.
I thought it went off AD.
It definitely did. Wow.
Oh my God, we don't need to talk about this.
Wow, it definitely went off AD's foot.
It literally goes off
That's
his foot,
crazy.
and he called a kickball. The ref called a kickball, and it went off AD's foot. If this is Laker ball, I'm turning off the stream.
There's no way.
There's no way. It literally went off his foot.
They're going to have to go to the replay.
Thank you.
Oh, no, they just fixed it. Oh, my goodness.
Jeez, man. He literally called a kickball.
Okay. Opportunity for Denver here. 36 seconds. There's a 15-second game clock, shot clock differential. And they're reaching by James, and James is going to get called for it.
They're going to go to the line. Yeah, these are not fouls you want to give up right now. Honestly.
What a bailout.
Honestly, if you're the Lakers, get to half. The lead is as big as it's probably going to get in the last 32 seconds here, unless you go down and hit a three. But you're just giving Denver more possessions at this point. You want to just drain this half out and don't let them even try to chip back into it. And Gary Harris here is going to
Morris,
the free throws. Morris, sorry. Morris, these are not the shots. Wow. Those pictures of Anderson Varejao back in when I was a child.
2006.
Crazy. Yeah. And Zydrunas Ilgauskas, wow.
There we go. All right. Morris hits one of the two free throws. So make it an 8-point game. Lakers can't quite hold for the final shot. There's about 7 or 8 seconds between game clock and shot clock. So presumably Denver will have a final opportunity. LeBron James with the ball, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now is going to have to drive on Grant and just pushes him away. That's an offensive foul. Yes, I agree with that one. That's an offensive foul. I didn't even need the ref to signal that.
But, okay.
He drives, he lowers the shoulder.
What's different
and
than
drives
that one
into
and the Murray one, though?
Because at this one he's square.
Oh, like it's into
You can-
his like
okay.
center of his chest is what
so
you're saying.
you are allowed to move your feet as a defender as long as you're like hold your position. Like
Okay.
you can
Yeah,
move
that's
laterally.
That's fair. Yeah.
You can move laterally in that position, by the way. But
and by the way, they didn't call this a charge. He's
okay,
at the line.
okay. Were they really overruled? I am very sad right now. But he only shot one. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Either that or they didn't show
No, he
us the
shot
first.
two, and they didn't show the first one.
Oh, they didn't
I think
show us
they
the first.
thought. I think they thought it was a charge because he did the charge sign.
It was given him a charge sign. 5 seconds to go here, and it's Morris. Morris to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. for three puts up a wild shot that didn't really even have a chance to go in. Porter Jr. just a poor effort there on the final shot before the halftime, so it is an 11-point game. The Lakers will take a 70-59 lead into the locker room. The Denver Nuggets having to play basically the half of the second half without their stars,
Yeah.
Jokic, Murray, and Millsap. But here we are.
I'll be honest with you here. I think the Nuggets are in the. I'm not going to say they're in the dry. They're not in the good position. I'm never going to say that being behind is the good position, but for what they had, they're in a great spot. They've played well.
I mean, this could have been a 20-point blowout at this point, and they're only down 11. So.
Exactly. I mean, they've made the most out of basically what's been given to them, what they've been able to do. And here Oz said it was actually an and one. I didn't even see him making the basket afterwards. I thought.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was just a charge, so I stopped paying attention. And the foul count is 18 fouls to 13. So what I'm assuming here is that they're not going to be able to foul as much in the second half, and it's going to have to be more free flowing because I felt the actual time of that second quarter was 45 minutes. Which is rather insane for a quarter.
Hold on. I have a slightly different stat. Personal fouls for the Nuggets, 20 to 14 for the Lakers is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, this was he sent this like during.
Oh, okay, got it. But see, even that, okay, the Lakers have taken twice as many free throws as the Nuggets. The Lakers have taken 32 free throws and made 22 of them, a 67%. If the Nuggets had gotten to that number, they're 13 of 16. The Nuggets are taking really good free throw shooting at the line. I mean, you just kind of double what they've been doing, and they would have 13 more points. In this game, Denver is winning at that point, right? So LA definitely making a living off of the free throw line. They actually have made as many free throws as they've made field goals.
Buckets. Yeah. I suppose assume at a certain point they almost shot so many of them.
That is
crazy.
I mean,
sorry, yawning. I need to drink more coffee. It's late in the East Coast. Sorry. I still don't think that like anybody figured out any sort of gameplay in this game.
Not really. It's been pretty
like basically because I like this. It was interesting. Mark on the YouTube side of things, he was basically throughout the game always asked really good questions and comments too about like how the defense is moving and all that type of stuff. But like after basically Jokic and Murray went out, it's like all that just kind of went to heck, right? Like you can't even because you're playing against the subs. You almost didn't even prepare to play against the bench, right? And then how you actually have to play against the matchup on the other end. It's kind of weird. I mean, basically the Nuggets had to play for 6 minutes with their bench against the Lakers A team in the conference finals, which is the fact that they're only down 11 is incredible.
Leading the way for the Los Angeles Lakers, it's Anthony Davis with 17 points, followed closely by LeBron James with 15. No other Lakers in double figures at the moment, although Caldwell Pope does have 9 on 3 of 6 shooting and 2 of 4 from three-point land. On the side of the Nuggets, it is Murray and Jokic in double figures, 15 points so far for Murray and 11 for Jokic. No other Nugget in double figures and no one really close. Grant, the closest one there, but he's only got 7.
Oh, it's my favorite crew.
The TNT crew there.
Yeah, this is something, just a quick PSA from like Real Life Sports. there is one halftime show, and there is one group of other people that we will always be okay if you decide not to watch the stream to go watch, because I'll be honest with you, I think Shaq, Kenny, and the TNT crew is hands down the best thing in sport as a halftime show, as a commentators, or anything. Like they're incredible. So like if you guys don't ever watch them or anything, like watch their Inside the NBA and stuff like that, like watch it for the full hour. It is unbelievable how funny it is. And if you like basketball and you like their personalities, it's incredible. Like this is the only halftime show I would ever tell all our viewers, like, go watch this, because this halftime show is actually incredible.
Or just watch it at the same time,
watch it at the same time with what I'm doing right now. Yeah.
Did the Lakers lead increase playing against the Subs? No, it actually went down.
It went down, which is weird, right? But I also think that goes into the psyche of things, because it's like, yeah, now we actually played out of the we sort of played the starters out. Now we're playing against the bench, but typically the bench in some of these situations, they're going to come in with more firepower. If you just sort of think about this, and I know there's always all these what ifs, right? There's all these what ifs like, oh yeah, but the Lakers could be hitting more free throws. Yes, but let's also think of like Michael Porter Jr. hit any of his threes.
He could be hitting more threes too. He could be hitting
right?
anything.
Like he went 0 for 4. He didn't hit anything. So he hits 1 and it's an 8-point game. He hits 2, it's a 5-point game, right? And some of those were kind of open looks too. He should be hitting those, in my opinion. I did say that earlier also. Like, he's got to hit these open looks at a certain point. He's just not shooting the ball well tonight. It happens, right? But when we go into all these what ifs, like those are another like big what if. Like, he just hits those shots and he's good to go. And here they're actually kind of like breaking down what Dwight Howard and the defense is sort of doing, which is pretty interesting. Because they're actually just letting, like, when they guard the pick and roll, they're actually just leaving Jokic on the island here, and then just letting the center basically just cut off anything. But I still don't. I think that was just like a clip that they sort of picked out, and I don't think it's actually going to work.
And this is the foul here. This is the third foul on Jokic.
I do want to listen to this.
Well, that was the second foul on Jokic, I guess. They did, for what it's worth, Vogel did say that Howard was going to get more play time this series to match up.
Yeah, 100%. When you're playing basically small ball against the other team, like, you can't have Dwight Howard out there at all, right? So, but yeah, that's our little spiel kind of on how the game is going.
Seven steals for the Los Angeles Lakers, 9 turnovers in total so far for the Denver Nuggets. So the LA Lakers being active in the passing lanes and basically forcing Denver into some bad turnovers there. All right, let's get to the halftime topics here. Here we go. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Giannis Antetokounmpo winning his second MVP in what was essentially a landslide. LeBron James second in the voting, followed by Harden, Doncic, and Leonard. However, Giannis himself coming out earlier today saying he himself doesn't want to be called an MVP until he wins a title. Fran, will he ever win a title in Milwaukee, and should he actually have been the MVP?
Okay. Let's make this into 2 parts. Should he have won the MVP? Yes. Technically, he was the most valuable player to his team in the regular season. Yes, 100%. I agree with that. The stats that he put up, the rebounds he put up, the assists that he put up, the transition that he pushes, the amount of scoring he's able to put up, and the amount of points he's able to create for others just by being on the court, by pushing the ball, 100%. His impact in the court is hands down in the regular season. He is the most valuable player for the Bucks. Now, and also Interbeam brings up a good point. They also won the most games, the Bucks.
They were the number 1 overall seed, yes.
If you would ask me if he was is he the most valuable player in the NBA right now? No. He was the most valuable player for the NBA regular season. That's it. Stops there. Nothing else. Now, will he win a championship in Milwaukee? If he doesn't move from Milwaukee, the only way he wins another championship is kind of like 1 to 2 things. Either 1, he learns to be able to impact the game and control the game like a LeBron James or like a James Harden. We saw that against the Miami Heat was significantly exposed with his ball handling and his lack of three-point shooting, also his lack of two-point shooting, and not being able to create his own shot, other than basically just driving towards the basket and being a freak athlete, which, I mean, you got to give the guy credit for. I mean, it's pretty hard to finish at the rim like that. It's pretty athletic. It's great, right? It's really good. But just driving to the rim and scoring in transitions, not going to win you championships. So if that necessarily stays the way it is, no, he's not going to win a championship in Milwaukee. But if he gets some help, if he gets a point guard like a Chris Paul, doesn't have much time left on his deal in OKC. They're trying to rebuild the whole team down there. They got rid of Billy Donovan They mutually agreed to part ways because that came out wrong. They mutually were very friendly about it, and Billy Donovan was totally okay with it and wanted to go a different way, which is fine. He needs somebody else to be able to have that ball, be that X factor, and actually win those games in the last minute and actually hold on and give him the ball. I don't think he's at the level yet to where he can carry the team all by himself. And I think that was proven not only this year, but also last year. I actually think Chris Middleton's a better playoff basketball player than Giannis is.
Yeah, I actually didn't even think that Giannis was the best player on the Bucks during that series. It was Middleton. Against Miami, at least. That series against Miami.
And inner beam here brings up also a very good point, right? When you're playing in the regular season, you just play them once, and then you're on to the next one. Mm-hmm. And also another thing that we have to consider, they're not practicing that much in the regular season, and they're also not preparing that much for the other games. They typically have less than 48 hours, or it's a back-to-back, and they have less than 24 hours to basically even prepare. So the most team competition research is the video analysis basically goes up on the screen. This is typically what they do. These are their tendencies. That's about it. But when you're playing a team 7 times every other day and studying them on tape, it's going to be different. And you're going to be able to stop someone like Giannis. Because as a coach, you look at it and you're like, well, he can really only do 2 things. Yeah. Well, let's just make him do those 2 things and don't let him do it. And then we'll be able to win. So I think there is a very big difference too when you start putting players into a 7-game series only. Changes dramatically.
Stephen A. actually saying that he thinks LeBron should have gotten it, and that he actually, in fact, voted for LeBron. Stephen A. does have a vote in this one, but so he voted for LeBron, not Giannis, actually. Interestingly.
I don't know. I think when you win that many regular season games, you have the number 1 record. He put up crazy numbers too in the regular season. I don't think it's like a robbery to give him the MVP. If it's just regular season, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's fair. LeBron's won so many. He's got 6 rings or whatever.
3.
3. Sorry. Jeez. Sorry. I was thinking about Liverpool that we have 6 championships.
Okay.
My bad.
All right. Boston. Oh dear. Boston. Oh dear.
Oh, I'm sorry, Renato. Or I'm happy, Renato, if you're still here. We're about to get to a great topic.
After another second half collapse where they blew a 20-point lead and turned the ball over 20 times for the game here in game 2.
How many steals?
I don't have that stat right in front of me. Stop destroying my written spiel here. Things got heated. Heated in the locker room. You see?
Heated.
Yeah, heated in the locker room after the game. Sources saying that there was significant yelling and outbursts from the Celtics locker room, such that Brad Stevens apparently had to call a team captains meeting at 1 a.m. to smooth things over. Fran, are the Celtics imploding before our eyes?
So a part of me thinks they are, but another part of me doesn't, because we also have to look at the source of this report. Basically, the report was reporters, very reputable reporters too, outside of the Boston Globe that have connections with the team. They're always there and they're in the know. So I mean, pretty much gotta take what they say for truth, right? But there was a reporter outside of the locker room basically saying that he was hearing Marcus Smart just go off,
yes.
like go nuts, which is, 1, probably not the most professional thing to do, but 2, coming from a player like Marcus Smart, it's I think it's expected. Marcus Smart out there, he's trying way more than any other player the other day. He was diving on the court, the first one there on the floor. Granted, he made mistakes too, but you can never deny the guy's effort, and you have to give him credit
on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, both ends of the floor. Marcus Smart puts his body on the line, his life on the line, everything. So you can't hate on the guy for it. Yeah, he made some mistakes too. But I think it's the fact that he's so like he wants the team to feel his same passion and drive. I think this is going to go over. I think it's going to be fine. There is typically never, I feel like Brad Stevens has a good rap on the locker room. I think Marcus, all right, this may come out wrong. Marcus Smart is a hothead. It's true, right? He's kind of quick to react. He's quick to make it. We saw this at Oklahoma State.
In Oklahoma State, so yeah.
This is not like a crazy outlandish thing that I'm saying, I think. And I think he would agree with himself as well, that he himself agrees that he probably is high, right? So I think it's normal. I think it's actually a good reaction. I think it's great.
It's very competitive. Right?
If I'm Brad Stevens on the other side of this, so this is very interesting. And quick tangent. If people watch football and know who Jose Mourinho is, I totally suggest you watch the Amazon Prime video on his entire series behind Tottenham. One of the main things that actually happened there is that after losing games, Tottenham never got angry at each other. They just blamed. They were just like, oh, this keeps happening, blah, blah, blah. The second there was a stir up and people actually, like, you see it on video, they literally start fighting each other like halfway through the game, like on the pitch and then off of the pitch at halftime. I think that mentality changes the locker room.
Are you saying this is healthy?
Yes, I think it is. I would be, if I was a coach and I saw my players after a game, if they were crying and going on social media, I'd be like, go find another team. If you're in my team yelling at Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown that they're not doing enough work and they're letting down the team, yeah, any day of the week. I don't care whatever tension you cause, but that shows responsibility and accountability for the basketball team. So I think there is positive behind it. I don't think it's going to be a total collapse, but it's not good to see.
I feel like we saw this with some of the Last Dance too, with some of the Bulls teams. But
just a few comments here. Triple threat. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a little bit. 32 free throws. Seriously. Yeah, absolutely wild game we've seen. It's just been a free throw shooting contest. You say Celtics will take game 3. Yeah, I actually think Renato is going to agree with you too. Our resident Miami Heat fan from China is actually going to agree with you on that one because it's probably going to be he says they're going to take it in 5. And then the game actually just started. So Interbean, we'll get to your comment. And then Wanada Thomas, thank you for joining us once again on the YouTube side. Thank you very much for coming back. And yeah, MJ's got 6 rings. I got LeBron and MJ and the GOAT, kind of mixed up there. MJ's always got it.
And here's the stat. If you're a Denver Nuggets fan, you're not feeling too bad about yourself because in the second half, you're plus 21, while your first halves are minus 10. So you're basically right on the average of where you should be. As Danny Green gets this to Anthony Davis, and there's a bit of a scuffle. They're going to call the 4th
on Jokic.
Oh my goodness, this is down low again. Jokic is just letting Dwight Howard get the best of him, and it is an early 4th foul. Did you call that before it actually happened?
Oh, they did right when it happened.
Oh, man.
Dude, that is not that bad.
That is not bad at all. There's those. That is 2 centers fighting for position.
And then you're telling me Anthony Davis just trucked him over. Are you serious? Did you just see that? Yeah, nice. Anthony Davis just knocked him to the floor.
I
think there's a very clear strategy here. And it's to just literally get in Jokic's head and frustrate him as much as possible and not let him play his game. That's a foul from Danny Green.
It is. Danny Green is in the cylinder. Danny Green actually swipes from behind.
Yeah, swiped and missed it and hit him in the arm. It's a bad call.
That should be a foul as well, but Jokic manages to finish anyway. Still an 11-point advantage for the Lakers here as we've hit the 10:40 mark. And LeBron going up against Grant. The screen from Davis. He disregards it. Millsap is back in the game, and it's Grant on Davis. A little bit of a height mismatch, but Davis a bit hesitant to get going, and here's Davis. Settles for the turnaround jump shot, no good. Has a little bit of fighting down low there. You saw Jokic basically trying to get rid of Howard and clear out space for the rebound. Millsap now gives it to Jokic. Jokic to Murray. Caldwell Pope coming around the screen. 3-point shot by Grant for Murray. No good.
See, they're literally trying to draw everything on Jokic. They're literally trying to grab him to even look like it's a foul on him.
Yeah, but the ref didn't fall for that one. The ref at the top there said keep
It's
playing.
actually kind of, I don't really know how I feel about this. This is a little...
The fix is in. Apparently so.
It's a little weird.
Murray against James. James gets it to Caldwell Pope, who pump fakes and takes a step inside the 3-point line and finishes for 2.
Now I really want the Nuggets to win.
Nice shot there for Caldwell Pope. Yeah, seriously, who's shaving points off this thing, man? Like, what? What is going on?
It's weird. And Chad, we're trying to be as unbiased as possible.
Yeah, I don't have a dog in this fight at all.
Calling it how it is, right?
Good to see the good basketball. Murray driving
nice
on Howard.
Shot, step back right there from
Beautiful.
Jamal Murray. It looks like I'm ahead of you.
Just a slight bit, just by about a second, as Jamal Murray drills the 3-pointer, and now it's only a 10-point advantage for the Lakers. Yeah,
Jamal Murray shooting great from the floor. 6 and 9, just hasn't really been on the floor.
Well, I think he might need to just be a bit more selfish with his with the shots, right? Davis goes in, gets 2 more there for him.
To get that every day of the week.
Yeah, not much resistance there by the Nuggets. The ball's got to touch Murray's hands on every possession here. As he's fighting for against Danny Green down low, LeBron James switches onto him and denies the pass. It's only 4 seconds on the shot clock. Going to have to make something happen. And Gary Harris gets that knocked out of bounds, but the ball will go over to the Lakers. So it does. It goes off Harris's right foot.
That one was actually a good call.
Davis being guarded by Millsap. Davis going to thought about the mid-range jump shot, gives it back to James, and James just puts up a deep one, hits front iron.
Sure, yeah. You saw he got no lift on
the
jump shot. He literally didn't jump.
Awkward, just like settling here. As Murray should have probably taken that one, but he kicks it outside for perhaps a better shot. Unfortunately, it doesn't go in, and James is going to try to take this one coast to coast on Grant. Ooh, not a foul here. Great defensive play by Gary Harris.
See the play again. I couldn't tell if it was a foul or not.
LeBron protesting there, wanted a foul. And
but honestly, the way how the game's been called, you don't deserve the call at this point. So many have gone against the Nuggets. It's just like try to even
been asking,
it out.
How's the game been going for anyone? It's been a free throw shooting contest for most of it. Grant pokes the ball out from James, and James has 8 seconds to go 1-1 against Grant. James with the turnaround may have given him the little chicken wing there, gets away with it. Danny Green from 3. Green's going to miss. Rebound down to James. James is going to go right back up with it. No, he's not. Good
Jokic's got to be careful.
Jokic. To Davis. Davis outside. Davis going to take a step inside the 3-point line and hit back iron. Lakers cold here in the second so far, or in the third quarter, rather. Can't get the shots to fall. Millsap's been moved down low. Murray for 3 again. Will he hit it? Yes, he will.
He's hot, man. You got to get him the ball. You got to get this guy the ball.
I'm telling you, dude.
He's fired up, dude.
You got to run the offense through Murray. He's got to touch the ball in every possession.
You can see it. He's talking to himself. He's not even talking trash to other people. He's literally just talking to himself.
Jokic's got to get that one. Davis down low. Davis, tough shot. Dwight Howard puts it back up. Howard manages to score. Still, the lead is 11 for the Lakers. Murray's going to try to make the most of it here. Murray loses the ball. Unforced turnover here by Jamal Murray.
Oh.
And we have hit the first media timeout here. It's 8:41 left in the third. 3-minute media timeout. 78-67. Lakers in front. 8 points apiece for the Lakers and the Nuggets. So a better start here for the Nuggets, although haven't been able to quite chip into the lead.
And yeah, just catching up on a few things here in chat. So just actually take this commercial break to do that. Appreciate everybody. It makes it so much better when you guys are interactive in chat, asking these questions. I love it. It's unbelievable. So thank you so much. Steven, Interbean here says, Stevens is getting out-coached, completely outclassed. The Heat are very well-built and better coach team. Makes for a very tough series with all the talent on Celtics. I don't disagree with that at all. I actually do think he's getting out-coached by Spo. So it's funny because our dad hates Eric Spoelstra, which is hilarious. And my entire life,
Ever since the big three.
Yeah, ever since like Bosch and LeBron went there, like in my family, there's always been like, yeah, Spoelstra's a terrible coach, and I'm gonna have to stray away from the family on this one. Eric Spoelstra's an unbelievable basketball coach.
Yeah,
like unbelievable. I don't think those championships, like looking back at it now, I think he had way more impact on those rings than anybody really gives him credit for. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. The stuff that he's able to do now, the culture he's instilled into the Heat, got to give the guy credit for. I do think Brad Stevens is getting out coached, which does not happen often, actually. And then Interbean and Triple Threat agreeing, kind of the yelling in the locker room. It's true. It's a positive. Depends on how passion is expressed. And not agreeing with our calls there with Scott Foster. And then Triple Threat's going to take the Heat in 6. He's on the bandwagon too. I am as well.
Well, there you go.
And then back here, we're saying the fix is in. Yeah, 100%. Juanada Thomas. Totally agree with that. And then Jack, so give you kind of a quick summary and a rundown on how this game's going. It's been a game of free throws. The Lakers shot 32 free throws in the first quarter, or for the first half. Jokic and Murray had 3 fouls with halfway through the second quarter. So the Nuggets basically played without their best players. Paul Millsap also had 3. For about 6 minutes, they played with their bench against the starters of the Lakers, kept the lead within 10. So you got to say where they are right now is like not the worst place in the world. Unfortunately, Jokic picked up a pretty, I would say, not the best call foul to get him his 4th here. I would also say that the refereeing is highly in favor of the Lakers, just how we've been seeing calls go, trying to be as unbiased as possible. But there were a few fouls called on Jokic that just weren't fouls, and there was really no contact there. It was more hand fighting and just kind of embellishment by the Lakers players. So Denver needs to hit more threes. Mark, yeah, to completely agree with you. And Jamal, I think, is pretty much their only hope to hit those threes as well. Murray, Grant, or Harris might turn around if they can hit. Yeah, so Murray's been hitting the 3, but Grant typically a really good 3-point shooter hasn't been doing that well today.
1 of 5.
He's 1 of 5. So it's quite odd, to be honest with you, because he's did really well in the other series as well.
And Michael Porter Jr. has hit nothing.
0 for 5, right?
He's 0 for 5. Well, he's 0 for 4 from 3. He's 0 for 5 from the floor. Jamal Murray, the only one with a respectable, really, 3-point shooting percentage. Grant only 1 for 5. Murray's 3 of 4 here. Millsap and Harris have hit 1 apiece. As LeBron, there's going to be a stoppage in play, and it looks like we are going the other way, an offensive foul. So finally a call.
Let's get a clap for the refs here. Let's get a clap for the refs. Dwight Howard has fouled. Dwight Howard has fouled Jokic for the first time. Unbelievable. Great call, refs. Good job.
Oh, and now we have an offensive foul going the
other way.
Guess
what? We're going back the other way.
Gary Harris, offensive foul, drops Caldwell Pope to the floor. Actually, it's a good call out.
The second the Nuggets get a break, they just send it right back.
Good call out by Jack here. The Heat 16-1 in the bubble in the playoffs. Pretty impressive. They haven't. They've lost once. They've lost once. They've in the one game they lost to Milwaukee, which is very, very impressive here as Anthony Davis shoots 3, and that is going to be trouble for the Nuggets if Anthony Davis can keep hitting consistently from the outside. He's 1 of 2 from 3-point line. Give him 22 points. And here's Harris hits a tough 2-point shot. Oh, they will go 16-1. Oh, wow. That would mean a sweep in the finals as well. That's crazy. That would be nuts if that actually did happen. Anthony Davis, turn around to Danny Green. Danny Green on the left wing. Green's shot is way short, but the Nuggets can't even corral this thing. It's the third opportunity. Dwight Howard going to go in and 3 shots at it on this possession by LA.
That's like twice now in this same quarter that they've had like 3 possessions on it. They just can't. They're killing themselves like that.
Outside to Millsap. Millsap going to drive on Davis. Ooh, Davis hits the floor. That was a bit of an awkward landing there. And Millsap can't finish it. Oh, my goodness. Millsap had a layup, and he couldn't finish on this side. It's Caldwell Pope for 3, and Caldwell Pope drills it. A 5-point swing. Danger time here for the Nuggets as the lead has ballooned to 17. Just like that in the blink of an eye. With the Nuggets had this thing down to 11 and now 17.
Yeah, and I mean, there's nobody else to blame but the Nuggets themselves in this position either. I mean, this was they allowed 3 offensive rebounds, 3 shots, and then Paul Millsap. I mean, he missed a wide open layup with
AD hitting the floor, by the way.
Yeah, and it's also going to lead into a transition offense for the Lakers there. Easy bucket for Caldwell Pope. He's hit that one multiple times already from the same spot in the first half as well. So kind of a worry right now for the Nuggets, I would have to say, definitely. Kind of digging their own hole here. The refs have not dug this hole for them right now.
Now, we know that the first game against the Los Angeles Clippers was had a lot to do with sort of the exhaustion and being tired. Do we get any of that? I mean, 2 7-game series back to back. Like, yes, they had the extra day.
Honestly, no, I don't think this game is going to have anything to necessarily do with the fatigue of Denver. I think where that may cross into, and you could kind of not mistake it for fatigue, but just the psyche of this game, the calls, the referees going so against you. It feels like everything you're battling up against everything. It feels like it's just a mountain, like a tsunami to climb. It's hard to. It's hard to think that they're tired, right? It's kind of more in their brain. Nuggets dug
the hole, and the refs are waiting with the shovel.
That's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
That's a good one there, Mark.
That is fantastic.
Just a quick PSA: if you are enjoying the content on the Twitch side of things, drop a follow or just click the follow button. You'll be notified when we go live. Same thing on the YouTube side. Just hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified. It is all free. So always come and join us. Thank you for everybody that's been watching and the newcomers as well. So thank you very much.
Programming note for tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be off tomorrow.
Tomorrow we're off.
We're off tomorrow. Sunday we will be up bright and early for Liverpool before NFL Sunday kicks off. So we will probably actually be those first 30 minutes. We'll probably have to discuss our fantasy picks and such, but. Liverpool will face Chelsea here in second week of the Premier League.
And I'm so excited. We finally spent money.
And you might watch a grown man cry that day, depending on the outcome of that game. Monday night, we'll be back against to the NBA to watch the Game 4 of the Celtics and the Miami Heat. And then we'll see what happens on Wednesday. I think we'll probably have another Western Conference game. Coming up there. The Lake Show going to pack the dirt, John Stacks. Yes.
I think Wednesday would mean, well, if the Heat don't sweep, it would be the Heat game on Wednesday.
Yes, correct. So that would be your Heat in 5.
Yeah,
that would be your Heat in 5. The closeout game there on Wednesday. Yes. The Lake Show going to pack the dirt. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's a good one from John Stacks there. The other question that I have, and I feel like I should know this considering we're broadcasting this, but if both series end early, do they play the finals, or do the finals only start on one day?
No, they do have the option to pull up the schedule.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the latest it could start is that 30th of September. But if both finish, they're not going to just like sit around waiting a week for the 30th of September. But if one of the two series goes to 7, we will start the finals on the 30th of September. And here's Jokic coming off the screen. Finally, he gets 2. It's a nice play coming out of the timeout. Way to get Jokic involved.
Dude. I feel like he hasn't touched the ball in so long.
Well, I was about to say at the other timeout, I was like, Jokic has just been out of the game, like out of the rhythm of the game. He hasn't. Yes, he's got 15 points, right? But like,
it's the Siakam problem that we had that first game of the Toronto series. It's like the same thing that's happened to
4 seconds here on the shot clock. Davis is going to have to put up a long 3 that makes it a brick, and that is a foul against Murray. No, it's a shot clock. It's a shot clock violation. The Davis shot didn't even hit the rim, actually.
Jokic has not hit, or no, he's not even attempted a 3-point shot, actually, which is
not even
pretty odd, to be honest with you, because he typically off the pick and roll, he'll pop out for the 3, and he shoots a decent percentage from 3 as well.
Harris giving it to Jokic here. Murray coming around the screen. Murray being guarded by Dwight Howard, pulling Rondo and Howard up beyond the three-point line. Marco Porter down low gets this one to Harris. Harris for three on the side.
One more in the corner.
Nope, not good there.
Short.
And out on the Nuggets. So the ball will go back to LA. 15-point lead for the Lakers, 86-71.
Good ball movement. Good shot by the Nuggets, though.
Yeah, I mean that part, it was fine except for the finish.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That was the first time we've actually seen their offense kind of like fully work. And then
Rajon Rondo to Dwight Howard, and Howard just throws it down. I mean, Jokic can't really give that much resistance, or he'll pick up a fifth foul here in this third quarter, and that's really not what you want. Lakers now out in transition, going up all the way. And
Caldwell Pope's going to finish that one with the two-hand jam.
I wasn't sure if he actually managed to score.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it actually went in.
Yeah, because he kind of went flying. It could have possibly been an and one. Murray gets it back to Jokic, being guarded by Danny Green. Jokic going to drive in and should have taken it himself, except it's going to be out of bounds on the Nuggets. Too selfless down here. Jokic in between. He's right underneath the basket. He's got to go up with that.
I thought Grant got fouled. Did he just lose the ball?
Yeah, this actually is a good call. It's not a foul against Caldwell Pope. Porter just misses. Lakers an opportunity to make this thing a 20-point lead here late in the third. The Lakers defense has just been stifling here. 14 points so far for Denver in this third quarter. Rondo trying to get it down low to Dwight Howard, being guarded by Porter Jr., but it's actually Davis who's going to shoot over Jokic, and Davis completes that one. 21-point lead for LA. 11-2 run in the last 3 minutes. The Lakers have just turned this thing on. Jokic, go up with it, buddy. And yes, he finally does manage to score.
He'll get the and one there. Jokic is able to finish. It's kind of funny. I was about to say, if it gets 20, 25 points in the fourth quarter, do you just sit him?
No. Why? I mean, you got to get him to play, right? You have to find something that works. Like, I feel like even if the game is slightly out of reach, do you sit Denver or do you sit LA?
Yeah, like, do you sit Jamal? Do you sit Jokic?
No. I think you give them reps and you let them try to figure out something that works. You play to sort of figure out what's going to win you game two.
Because right now, from my general perspective of this game, the Nuggets loss is just, yes, their defense wasn't as good, and they also were in foul trouble, but Jokic just being out of the game for this long just destroys the rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, got to hand it to the Lakers actually played a bit of a game within a game, right? They threw in Dwight Howard to basically throw Jokic off, get him in a couple scuffles type, very physical. They were very, very physical with him down low and forced him into basically 2 cheap fouls. And that kind of sealed the deal for the first half. I'm curious if it's addressed in the post-game press conference. Jamal Murray now working on Davis. Tries to get this to Jokic, who's being guarded by a smaller Caruso. And back outside here to Morris. Morris going to take a tough running 2-point shot. Jokic's going to try to put it back in. Can't get it to go, and he gets hit in the face. And goes down for a bit. Yeah, and Lakers in charge at the moment here, up by 20.
Yeah.
In game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Ooh, yeah, Caruso comes down with the left hand and hits Jokic in the face.
You can see the actual contact.
Yeah.
I've broken my nose like that before.
Yeah, you've broken your head too.
Fair enough.
Not like
that,
though.
Of bones.
Jokic on Davis. This matchup, basically Davis getting the better of it again. And look, this Caruso getting called for the foul here. You can see again, though, Caruso trying to play Jokic
they're just trying to,
physically.
Yeah.
And
they're just trying to draw the fouls on him.
They're fishing for fouls because you can see as soon as the whistle gets called, the Lakers are basically saying, oh, that's a foul on Jokic, right? The Lakers are fishing for fouls here.
Yeah, they're purposely fishing for fouls on Jokic, 100%. Yeah. And I think you're going to see game 2 called differently. I think the refs, I don't think they're always the same refs for each game. I think they switch them up. And they're definitely going to talk about what the Lakers were necessarily doing. And I don't think you're going to see as many calls go against Jokic in the future.
Also, why does Kuzma look like he's 5 years younger than like last
I
year?
don't know. I was going to ask you that. He looks way different.
Yeah, he
All of a
looks like
sudden,
he's
right?
like just fresh out of college.
He looks so
Not.
young. I think it's because he dyed his hair back to its original color, or just took the dye out of it. Because he had the blonde hair before, and
yeah.
I guess it makes him look slightly older, but
Oh.
not really sure.
The hair. Ant would agree here in chat. He says it's the hair. Interesting. But yeah, he looks way younger. Jokic at the free throw line. Makes the first of the two. And at least the Nuggets are here going to try to score with the clock stopped. Bit of a substitution coming in here. Lakers shuffling the lineups a bit. And Jokic hits the second of the two free throws.
It's weird because Reggie Miller's like your stars are getting close to their averages, but I don't think that matters.
You know, the stars on the Lakers are also getting close to their averages.
Anthony Davis with that feed from Rajon with the alley-oop and the one-handed jam. Beautiful there.
And the Lakers now out in transition and off the turnover. Caruso going to try to get it to LeBron. Gets it to Rondo down low. And it's Davis who pump fakes and Porter goes flying in the air. Davis, nice patience down low. The problem with your stars getting their averages is that the Lakers' stars' averages are much higher than those of the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, and for the Nuggets, it doesn't necessarily matter the scoring averages. The fact is that both of these players score so much up, like create for so much more than they actually than they themselves are scoring. Like Jokic is typically supposed to have close to 10 assists.
What an extension there by Anthony Davis on the alley-oop pass. I mean, he is full flat-out extension there. And that's J.R. Smith there. That's his role right there with the goggles.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever going to play another minute in the NBA Finals again after what happened. So.
Oh, after forgetting like which direction.
Yeah, after forgetting like how much time's on the clock.
How much time's on the clock? Yeah.
Yeah, and what the score was? Yeah. In the NBA Finals.
But I guess if you're LeBron's friend, you get to be on the team. So
I don't think they were really friends after that one.
Oh well, somehow he landed on the Lakers. Jokic misses the front end of the. I was going to say the 1-and-1, but it's a 2-point. I'm gearing up for college. The front, yeah, he hits only 1 of 2. And 21 points is now the margin here with 45 seconds left in the third. Lakers in control. And Rondo going to try to put up that layup. Actually, Davis is going to come back and fight for this. Davis just wants it more. Davis is in between 3 Denver Nuggets, gets the rebound, and still finishes. This man is doing work in the paint.
Yeah, he's out hustling everybody right now, and it shows too. I mean, he came out from the start of this game. He came out hot.
He has 30 points. He had 10 points in the first quarter. He's got 13 points in this one. Man, Davis has just been pouring it on, and the 3-point shot from the outside by Jerry Grant is no good, but Michael Porter Jr. skies up for a rebound and finally gets one to go. First bucket for Porter on the afternoon. Pay the man. He's already gotten paid. That's the thing.
And that's the other thing there, too. Like, that's Porter's first bucket in the entire afternoon. This is someone that averages 10 to 15 points, like a game. It just...
Yeah, but he's too inconsistent. I mean...
Right. I mean, I don't disagree with that, but he's also... Yeah, the pass from Jokic was nuts, because I actually thought that pass was going in the paint, but the way he actually threw it, sent it to, like, the corner. That pass was crazy.
Oh, my goodness. This is another... Anthony Davis with about 3 seconds on the clock left.
Let me get the book out. The first 3-point foul.
Again, this is the shooter-created contact. Look, Anthony Davis is going to pump fake. Jokic is going to come in, and Davis is going to then go in for the shot. Davis getting caught about as red-handed as the imposter in Among Us if you kill somebody right in front of your friends. Oh, boy.
Yeah, as many people know, we do have a handy-dandy keeper of stats of every single time somebody actually fouls a 3-point shooter. It's just some curiosity that we actually just keep track of on our notes when we're watching our games, because it's such a pet peeve of ours. And that one is a pet peeve right there too. The fact that it's like shooter generated contact off the three, not something we fully agree with.
And Davis, who he actually he's hit 1 of 2 of his threes, but probably better percentage to hit the 3 free throws, to be honest.
Says there's no way the Lakers will vote Davis off the ship, not based on game 1.
Yeah. Quinn
good.
Cook might play tonight. Oh boy, that would be fun. We'll see how much playtime the Lakers starters are going to get in the fourth quarter. Jamal Murray going to try to sky one here, a 3-quarter court shot. At the end of the third, comes up short.
Jamal doesn't care about those stats. He knows he's shooting well today. He can put that one up.
Frank, this was an 11-point game that the Nuggets were coming back in about midway through the third, and the Lakers just turned it on. Usually they save that for the fourth quarter, but they decided to pull it in a quarter, and they just went to town. What happened here?
At the end of the day, I think they just basically overpowered the Nuggets and basically just extended the lead. They got the transition buckets that they were necessarily looking for to make it out into the kind of the blowout and the extension of the lead that they needed. Also, on top of that, they're hitting threes and they're hitting their transition buckets. On the other side of the ball, there's only one person scoring, and that was Murray basically for the entire third quarter. I mean, he hit those 2 or 3 threes, and other than that, it was very little from the Nuggets offense. So I would definitely have to say that the Lakers defense is making a huge impact on the Nuggets. But I also think that I don't think the Nuggets really have ever got into their rhythm yet. And I don't think they've ever had all the players on the court to really understand what's going on, to really get the game moving and get the game going too. So it's not like I want to say it's like a throwaway game for the Nuggets, but like it just never really gelled for them. And they didn't have the pieces on the court. The foul trouble was a really big issue. Jokic now has 5 fouls already, which is absurd. So like, I just think they just never gelled. And they never really had it going for them. While on the Lakers side of the ball, all they had to do was basically put up points and just keep scoring, because they knew that the Nuggets were kind of out of sorts. Jokic lost too much weight; he got babied. Jokic, if you see the pictures of when he came into the league, that the year after, and then when he is now, he's lost a good bit amount of weight. Remember, he was only a second round pick, I think, as well, or a late first. I may have butchered that.
After winning the first quarter 38-36, the Lakers have outscored the Denver Nuggets in the subsequent quarters 34-21 and 33-20.
Yeah, and Mark Hathaway, once again, I mean, it's he's drafted 41. Thank you, Interbean. Appreciate it. Mark here, same thing. It's kind of what Ritz was saying before, was the the kid, you're off by 41. Close. He said 42. That was good though. But basically this idea of like playing the game within the game to disrupt Jokic and just basically sending in Dwight Howard in there just to mess with him, foul him, draw the fouls on him. I mean, it worked. I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't really like that, but hey, I mean, if it's going to win you the game, it's a business. It's results at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how you get the results. It just matters if you get the win, right? So, I mean, from the Lakers' perspective, it worked. It is exactly what they needed to do as well. I'm not going to say I disagree or not agree with it. Well, I did say I disagree with it, but I also just don't really agree with how the fouls were called as well, which I think significantly impacted the game as well.
As we get ready to start the fourth quarter, a couple highlights here from Rajon Rondo. He's been playing quite a good game this evening. He actually has 2 points, but 7 assists, leading the Lakers in assists. Actually, James is leading the Lakers in assists with 11, Rondo with 7, so second there. LeBron James on triple-double watch, actually, at the moment. 15 points, 11 assists, and 6 boards. Anthony Davis leading the way with 33, and Caldwell Pope with 16.
Playoff Rondo is actually a thing.
Playoff Rondo?
Yeah, it's a thing. He's an absolute bucket. So I'm assuming Jokic and Murray are not going to come back in the game. But if you would look at their stats, I'm assuming Jokic probably has less than 3 assists.
Both
And
players have 21 points, actually, and Jokic has 2 assists. Murray has 5.
playoff Rondo, can you hit it from the corner? He does. Playoff Rondo's alive.
Playoff
Hits the three
Rondo
from the
getting
corner.
his points here as, Plumlee is back in the game, and Rondo gets fouled. Rondo getting fouled by PJ Dozier. Yeah, so the subs are very much in here. If he didn't get hurt, my 8th-seeded Bulls would have beaten the front.
The 1-seeded Celtics. Oh my God.
It's actually quite a nice pass by Plumlee, and Plumlee.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Plumlee, just dunk it, son, please, please. Trying to stuff
There
the
it
stat
is.
sheet a
There it
little bit.
is. He dunked it. There it is.
He also had to get his
Mace.
own rebound in order to dunk the damn thing. Oh
job,
my
Mace.
gosh, Duke, you're killing me. Put in Quinn Cook, please. All right, Caruso from James. The starters actually, well, James is still in, and James just passes it right into the middle of 3 Nuggets.
That was a bad pass.
It was, as Kuzma just wasn't even really looking for it. Porter Jr., Porter going to put up from 3. That shot looks good, and it goes. Nicely done by Porter Jr.
Now
Hits
he's
his
hitting
first
it.
outside shot. So do you put them back in if you get this thing below 20?
No.
Like,
It's over at this point.
oh, no,
With
it's a
Jokic-
playoffs. You got to play it out.
Nah, with Jokic with 5, I don't think you have a chance. This is also something I want to touch on at the break.
Markieff Morris for 3. And so
He
the
hits.
2 teams have traded 3-point buckets here as the lead remains 25 for the Lakers. The Lakers not really stepping off the pedal at all. Michael Porter Jr. going in down low. The pass to Plumlee. Plumlee gets the reverse lay-in. Nicely done. Finally,
I mean,
listening
Markeith's
to
3
the-
for 3 too.
Well, yeah.
He hasn't missed from 3 today.
Played sparingly, but he's got 9 points. And he might, thought about a 4th. No, Caruso's going to go for 3. Caruso! Oh, wow, that shot just goes way over the rim.
It looked good for until it got close to the rim.
It's like it was on line, but it was just like too strong.
Way too far. And
Yeah.
then Dozier is going to put a foul into LeBron to stop the fast break there.
If it gets to 10 before 4 minutes, you put him in. Yeah, but like that's the assumption, right? Is that you would actually get. But now you have the second team in here, as James is still in. Morris to Rondo. Rondo back to James. Screen by Morris. It's now Plumlee on James. James going to take Plumlee here. Plumlee trying to force James left. James is just going to shoot a 3 over Plumlee. That 3's going to miss.
I can't stand this camera angle.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
The players are too tall. You can't see. We're dealing with 7-foot people here. You know.
Michael Porter almost gets it stripped by Caruso. Great effort there by Caruso, sacrificing the body.
I love the effort. He always plays with heart.
Grant takes a step or two inside the 3-point
There it
line
is.
and
Nice
hits
shot.
for 2. Nice shot for Jeremy Grant.
He slightly kind of been off today. 3 of 11. Not his typical night. I mean, pretty poor performance from him. Nice to see a bucket go in for him. Maybe he gets that confidence going for the next game.
Plumlee down low. Plumlee gets fouled. I thought he probably should have just taken himself, and I think that's exactly what
Who fouled
Caruso
him?
thought. Caruso did as he came in. Caruso was goated in college. Him and House on the Rockets.
Oh yeah, Eddie House Jr. was a beast, dude. He was really good in college. Where'd Caruso play?
Caruso played at Texas A&M. Yes,
Interesting.
have that right. Porter Jr. driving in, going to get fouled, going to go to the free throw line. Oh, that's the general
Who is
manager.
that?
The GM
Oh,
of the
Rob
Lakers.
Pelinka.
Yeah. I
Really
wonder,
had to
were
put the
they-
camera on him when he
Were
did
they
that.
at
right?
A&M at the same time as Manziel? Maybe.
Oh, Danielle House, not Eddie. Yeah. You're right. Wrong person. That's my bad. Oz says League Pass is an option to watch the entire game on the sideline camera with no commentary. That sounds awful.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Sounds literally like the worst experience ever. That's basically. Actually, I do think there is something that's worse than that. You could actually have 45 minutes of Chris Webber commentating on the sideline. So, there's that.
I think he might only speak for 20 of them, though.
Yeah, he also. not gonna roast him, but he's just a very interesting commentator, I guess. Also, he's like he Fab Five, doesn't like Duke too, so it's all right.
That's also true. That's also true. Hates Duke, not good. LeBron James on Grant. LeBron James calling for Markieff Morris to cut across. And, LeBron just throws it right at Monty Morris. And Monty Morris picks that one up. And it is Porter Jr. with the finger roll. Nicely done in transition.
Nice
Before the
finish
Laker
there by
defense
Morris.
can get this squared away. And the Lakers will call a timeout here as the lead is 17. 109-92 here with about 8 minutes to go in the fourth. Timeout on the floor, as they say.
So there is one thing I need to pull up the stats to be able to Markieff Morris. Yeah, there's another Morris though. He's on the Nuggets, which is why we're saying the other name.
The Monty Morris, yeah.
Monty, yeah, it's Monty and Markieff.
Yes, but they are. I don't think they're related. So there are the
They're
Morris
not. No,
twins
the
that
Morris
both
twins
went to
yeah.
Kansas.
Those
They're different, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Ant's over here paying. They need to chill out here because he wants to see Cook play. Yeah.
I want to see Jamal Murray and Jokic back in the game, honestly.
Mark saying he watched the game recently with the camera over the rim.
Oh, yeah, you can watch the above the rim angle.
Interesting. Yeah. That's very interesting. So this is what I wanted to touch on for because I heard a comment from Reggie Miller saying that Jokic and Murray are at their averages for points. So yes, fine. Jamal Murray and Jokic are close to their averages for points, but when you're basically running a two-man show for the entire team, it's not them just scoring all those points. You look at Jokic and he only has 2 assists.
Yeah.
He's typically getting not a triple-double, but he's at least getting 8 to 10 assists a game. So that's minimum right there. If they're not even threes, just think about that. That's 12 to 18 points right there just off of his assists that he's typically supposed to get for the game. So it's not just about the scoring. For this team, for their role players, Murray, yes, a little more. He's more of just a scorer, right? But Jokic is more of the facilitator. If Jokic doesn't have up to 6 to 7 assists, they're not winning the basketball game, no matter how many points he has. I'd prefer to have Jokic with 15 points and have him at 10 assists any day of the week. I'd much rather have that. And I think that's kind of like, it gets lost when you're just sort of looking at the scoring, but like when you look at the assists and the actual value of assists in terms of points, it's insane. Like when you don't have the assists, it's just, you're literally losing like 10 to 15, 16 points off the board right there. That's my little spiel.
The Lakers, on the other hand, doing pretty well in the assist category. 28 assists on 38 made buckets. Only 19 assists there for the Denver Nuggets. There have been a few points.
They're doubling the turnovers.
They are, yeah. Turnovers, 13 turnovers for Denver, only 7 for LA. LA has managed to take very good care of the ball. The foul situation has more or less evened out, actually, between the two. Nuggets with 25 and the Lakers with 22. Lakers shooting quite a good percentage there, 53.5. The Nuggets not that far off here. I'm trying to figure out where exactly is this huge difference coming from. So 5 made buckets. The Lakers have made an extra 3. They've made up an extra 6 points here at the free throw line, and there's the 17-point
Oh, I see
lead.
your point. Yeah.
Yeah. Because on paper, it doesn't look like it should be that off, but yeah, makes sense. Because the shooting percentages are relatively even. Rondo in the game now. And Davis trying to set a high screen, decides not to. Rondo almost loses the ball. Caldwell Pope picks it up for him. And it's going to be Plumlee on Davis, and they bring the double team. Now Plumlee on Rondo. Rondo! Oh, what a beautiful little floater.
Dude,
little teardrop
that
and a
is
kiss.
Bananas from behind the basket.
It looked like he was behind the backboard,
dude,
right?
He threw it over the backboard. He had to.
Oh, my. That was nuts. Porter Jr.
see that again.
3.
That was awesome.
I hope we get a replay
foul here.
Yes, we are going to get a replay
really
here.
Cool.
Oh my goodness. He definitely is behind the backboard.
He's behind it. 100% he's
Oh
behind
my,
the backboard.
that shot is incredible.
Oh, that's so cool. That is so awesome. That's like legit like a trick shot that you work in the gym on.
That is crazy as Plumlee tries to go in. Doesn't manage to dunk it, but does get fouled by Pope. And so he will be at the free throw line. That might be the highlight of the night.
And intervene, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Too. That's a really good point right there. When Jokic assists low, it also means the Nuggets are missing shots. It's precisely kind of the point. I completely agree with you there. I mean, yeah, that actually makes me think. It's like they actually just hit those shots, those assists would be up so much higher than the points total. Also, yeah.
Well, their shooting percentage would also be a little higher, but like. I mean, I think so. The first quarter, as we both said, defense was optional. Both teams basically scoring close to 40.
Yeah,
and then
the
Lakers started playing defense. They locked it down.
Oh, they're going to call a lane violation on, dude, these refs are ridiculous.
On Porter Jr.? Yikes, man.
I don't know though. There's something about this Nuggets team. It's like I feel like they almost invite like this feeling of just like tsunami on them. Just like, oh my god, we can't do it anymore. And then AD with the two-handed slam there. But like I feel like they almost like pile on the pressure on purpose. It's just kind of weird.
Oh, so you're saying they can only perform when they're down 3-1, basically?
Maybe.
That shot
Plumlee thought that was an alley-oop.
Yeah, no, buddy, that was a shot. Rondo over to Morris, back to Rondo, back to Davis. See, the Lakers still playing the starters here, and Davis, what a beautiful shot over Grant. Davis has 37 points for the game. I mean, the guy's going to put up balling. 40.
He's from the start of the game. We called out that this dude was balling. He was locked in, like next level locked in.
He was ready to go. My goodness, what a luxury to have a guy like Davis if you're LeBron. LeBron, I don't think has cracked 20 tonight, but it hasn't mattered because Davis has been doing it all.
This is a great retirement job for LeBron.
Oh, my God. LeBron's trying to win a title, buddy.
All he has to do is just, pass the ball a few times to AD, and then he scores. Nah, I'm kidding.
He does have 12 assists to his credit. No. LeBron with 12 assists is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, and ain't the kid here basically saying if they go down 3-1, LeBron's not going to allow a comeback. Yeah, that's my viewpoint.
Oh, God, because you imagine if he did, he'd never hear the end of it.
Oh, he would have, in everybody's mind, he's got 0 championships if that happens.
That is crazy.
Lakers stopped Jokic, but the Nuggets haven't shot. Yep, exactly, Mark. Lakers stopped Jokic, but the Nuggets haven't stopped James or Davis. Yep, that's the big thing right there. James technically hasn't really needed to score just because Davis is popping up. So, I mean, that's also, they kind of play off of each other like that as well. Oz saying 9 assists for Rondo. Yeah, dude, Rondo's about to hit that double-double assists and points if he gets another bucket here soon, or maybe he needs 2 buckets. He's only got 7 points, a 3, and something else. But he's almost there on the assists. I mean, between him and LeBron, I think LeBron had over double-digit assists. So between them, they basically almost have 20-something assists. So that's assisting on basically 50 points.
They got 21 assists between the two of them.
Yeah. I'm sure some of those are 3s. So it's at least 45 to 50 points.
Role players for the Nuggets stepping up big time. Oh, sorry, for the Lakers stepping up big time. Actually, even look at this. Caldwell Pope has 16 points. Great game from him as well. Dwight Howard actually has 13, plus the sort of intangible impact that he's had on the game with getting those fouls on Jokic. And Rondo, as you mentioned there, with the 9 assists. On the other side for the Nuggets, only Michael Porter Jr. finally has 11 points. He's gotten 4 of them at the free throw line, only hit 1 3, but otherwise nobody's in double figures. It's just Jokic and Murray with 21. Despite all the time that the bench has had to play.
Yeah, the bench has the confidence from the Lakers side of things. It just the Nuggets bench just hasn't hit anything. That's the other thing, right? Like the Nuggets bench just really hasn't hit that many shots as well, which has been the issue. I mean, when you have Morris coming off the bench and hitting 3 threes, he's 100% from 3-point line. I think he may have missed one towards the end here. But I mean, when he's coming out and hitting all those shots, I mean, that's basically like a Michael Porter Jr. coming out and going 3 for 3 from the line, or like a Jeremiah Grant type sort of thing, hitting 3 for 3 from the 3-point line. So I mean, that's the type of impact and the swing the bench players can have. And it's funny because we were asked earlier in the game, we said that the Nuggets would have to have the stronger bench to win, and it's kind of true. And I actually still think they have like kind of a better bench in general, just sort of deeper. But clearly in this situation here, it just has not been that. The Nuggets bench has not lived up to its capability. But I also think kind of what Interbean was saying, I think that also has to do with them just not hitting shots. Because if they hit those shots, I mean, it's a different story, right?
Lakers bench actually outscoring the Nuggets bench 42-32. And yes, I did do that. I just did do that math in my head there in the last 30 seconds.
We also hit 100 points before the fourth quarter. Remember that?
Yes, we did. As the Lakers are well on their way to putting up 130 if they keep going at this rate. It's 6:20 to go here in the fourth. Lakers just looking to coast here to a Game 1 victory. Morris going to pass this one off to Danny Green. Danny Green going to manage to get a 3-point shot, and that shot is going to fall for Danny Green. Good to see him getting involved. It's a good sign for the Lakers. Want to get everybody their points here. On the other side, it's going to be Torrey Craig, who can't drop that 3. So an empty possession for the Nuggets.
Yeah, I mean, really quick shots here by the Nuggets. I totally understand the game's out of reach, but...
Oh, what a cheeky little pass by Rondo down to Danny Green. I don't think this is going to cast... No, it's not an assist because Danny Green just absolutely misses it. But that was going to be Rondo's 10th
he wants that
assist.
so bad.
I know. Rondo is just going to be like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, come on. Plumlee outside to Craig again, and Craig hits the back iron, doesn't go. Plumlee
nice
fighting with it for
from
Anthony
Plumlee.
Davis, and Plumlee's going to get it back. But Michael Porter Jr. can't control the alley-oop pass, and it goes right through his hands. Oh, my goodness. That's like Butterfingers, man.
Are you serious? That was so bad.
What?
That was tough there from Michael Porter Jr., not going to lie.
My. Whew. So if the Nuggets go on to lose, do you think the Heat have a legit chance against the Lakers? Or if the Celtics come back, but I don't think they will. So we were talking about this during the Heat game. I think that the Heat series would be incredibly interesting because Spo, being former coach of LeBron, could probably be the best person to sort of schematically draw up a way to keep him in check, per se. Maybe.
I think they match up better bigs-wise.
Well, Bam is going to go up against Anthony
Olynyk.
Davis.
You have a little, because then if you look at the Celtics, they have Tice and Robert Williams and Enes Kanter against AD.
Well, so like Bam is going to go up against Anthony Davis. Like two Kentucky, former Kentucky stars there, going to go at it.
I mean, I think they match up a little better. Like, I think the Heat would have a better chance, but I also don't think either of the teams are good enough to beat the Lakers. I think this is the Lakers to lose at this point.
I just want to see Jimmy Butler go up against LeBron. Yeah.
Oh, I would love that.
How many points does LeBron have? LeBron has 15 points, and I think he will sit the remainder of the game. So he will probably stay there, but actually the storyline is not necessarily his points, it's his assists. He's got 12 assists for the night. And Davis is still in the game.
Yeah, he's got 12 points, or he's got 15 points and 12 assists, but it's Anthony Davis who's been fed with the shots there. Anthony Davis has close to,
Anthony Davis just throws it out the back. Turnover for the Lakers. Perhaps a little miscommunication. I think Davis thought he had one of his teammates ready to cut across the baseline there. Nobody home. And the ball ends up being turned over to the Nuggets. 4:41 here to go in the fourth. The Lakers leading by 25. Nuggets just trying to salvage something. Nuggets do have the bench in. And there's Plumlee with another 2. A little alley-oop there. This game is not even close. Yes, unfortunately, it was close. It was close at halftime-ish, about 11 points. But I definitely thought that Denver had it run.
I didn't expect it to end up like that. I'll be 100% honest with you. I really didn't.
I thought Denver had a serious run in them, but they just could never really reestablish it. The Lakers came out in the third and just...
I think the early foul that Jokic picked up too, it was hard. Yeah, I did think they were going to put up more of a fight, but I guess they didn't. But it's also that type of like, hey, the Lakers smelt blood, and they went for it.
Yeah.
Other teams may necessarily not, right, in that situation. So
Denver 96, ref 6, refs win. Jigglypuff
Ref
also
6.
calling Heat in 5. Look at that.
Yeah, we have a lot of Heat love. We have a lot of Heat love in this, and I dig it. I dig it. I like the Heat. I got a good organization. I would like to see the Celtics versus Lakers, but the Celtics aren't nearly consistent as the Heat. I want to see our boy Tatum in the finals. Yeah, I do too. I think it'd be really neat to kind of see him up against LeBron.
Yeah, but we're talking about Brad Stevens getting outcoached by Spoelstra. Oh my gosh, we saw what happened with Brad Stevens in national title games. Whew, not the best.
Oh, dude, give me a break, dude. Duke had such a better team, and Butler only won by 2. I know I'm a Duke fan, but they should have never been in that game.
Well, also the one against UConn, which was perhaps the next year, which is perhaps the worst national title game I have ever watched. Oh my gosh. Bo Ball actually in the game right now for the Nuggets, getting some
Oregon,
time.
No? Duck?
Yes.
Texas?
Yes. No, Oregon. Sorry. Yes, you're right. Oregon.
No, Texas is
Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba.
Yep.
The song.
And Fran, you said that J.R. Smith was never going to play another game of basketball,
played.
but J.R. Smith is in the game.
Let me tell you, he's definitely got his Henny back at the hotel room. Is definitely stocked up on that in quarantine. So
Michael Porter Jr. short on the 3. Lakers with the rebound. J.R. Smith passing
is
it
that
down
Jared
to Morris.
Dudley? Oh my God, it is Jared Dudley. I'm not. I don't body shame.
Yes, Bull Ball, but no Quinn Cook yet.
I would love that. The rest of the game should just be Bol Bol playing horse with J.R. Smith. I would love watching that. 100%. Heat just got a better team all around than this. I think they do have an overall better
Which
team.
is crazy to say because when the way the Celtics were handing it to the 76ers, and for 2 games the way they handed it to Toronto, we were like, wow, Celtics look like they have the best team in the East. And then
I'll
then
be
it just
honest
went
with
downhill
you.
I think
after the Toronto game was extended to 7, like that's where they lost their like mojo that they were running.
No, they lost their mojo, buddy, on that game 3 winner.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The fact that it went 7, I feel like they lost their confidence, and Kuzma's just going to dislodge Mason here.
And LeBron's going to go to the locker room early, actually. He says, I'm done. There's still 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go. LeBron is headed to the locker room. Good for him, I guess. Why not? It's a 19-point lead with 2:48 to go. When do the Heat play again? The Heat play tomorrow night. I believe it is an 8:30 Eastern game. We're off tomorrow night, actually. We will be back on Monday for Game 4 of the Heat Celtics series.
And we have a Premier League stream on Sunday. So
yes. Bo Ball managing to connect there, 103-120. And, it is Quinn. Chat calling out. Quinn Cook is in.
Wow, he's got. I didn't notice him with the hair.
Yeah, I didn't notice him with the hair. Usually he's got like the little fuzzy fro thing going.
He's got like a crop top almost.
Yeah. Quinn Cook with
J.R. Smith for 3.
Wow, dude. Both Carmelo Anthony, J.R. I mean, it's all like the Knicks. They're just haunting you on different teams. They just never stop haunting you.
Yeah, the Knicks will haunt them for the rest of their lives, though. I'll tell you that much.
J.R. Smith again, working on Daniels. No, J.R. Smith going to go try for 3 again. Ooh, almost goes in. Rebound down to Michael Porter.
He's got the funniest jump shot ever. It's like even when he doesn't want to fade away, he just like intrinsically just fades away. Just how like he shoots the shot. And that one.
Troy Daniels out of VCU for 3.
That's Troy Daniels from VCU?
Yes.
What?
Played against TJ, didn't he?
No.
He's too old. No, maybe not.
He's 29.
He's 29.
No.
Did he play against TJ? Maybe not.
No.
Jigglypuff,
No.
it says, I can't wait for the Duke season if there is one. So I believe what is happening with the Duke season is that they're going to start on the 25th of November. I've seen a lot of social media say that the Duke season will start on the 25th, which is late. But they are looking to have a preseason tournament actually hosted at Duke. Preseason, a early season tournament hosted at Duke. Kemi, thank you very much for hanging out tonight. Much appreciated. Yes, head into the locker room. It is late on the East Coast, and
Thank you,
Michael
Cam.
Porter Jr.
Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging.
Gets fouled here just under a minute. So I've been hearing media reports that Duke is looking to hold its own. They will not go to South Dakota, thankfully, which is apparently where the battle for Atlantis was relocated to, because South Dakota and the Bahamas just are the same place, apparently. And they were looking to have their own tournament on campus, which would be sensational if it actually happened.
Gonna be pretty weird to have Cameron not with anybody in it.
Okay, but in general, like, not just Cameron, but like Fog Allen, like also a great atmosphere, Rupp Arena.
Oh, the Clemson one too, right?
Forget the Clemson one.
Little
John Coliseum down in Clemson.
Cool,
oh, come on.
I think Little John's pretty sweet. Jigglypuff, are we doing more giveaways? Yeah, we'll be doing more giveaways when we get to our sub goals, and then we'll start doing them. I'm sure we'll do one at 1,000 subs on YouTube and 500 on Twitch. I'm sure we'll do some. We'll do more giveaways, but we definitely want to get our.
Yeah.
We definitely want to do our tournament and stuff like that. The bracket giveaway. That was going to be like a $500 giveaway to everybody. So if you won, and it was
the
free
winner,
enter.
Not everybody.
Yeah, my bad, not everybody. But
yeah,
we'll probably do a giveaway of like 500 followers on Twitch and then 1,000 on YouTube. So those are probably our next milestones that we kind of laid out. But yeah, I mean, you ended up with a jersey, so that was pretty sweet. Not gonna lie, you kind of lucked out.
And all right, we're going to have a final here from the bubble. Yes, that is the final. It is going to be 126-114. LA going to take the Western Conference Finals Game 1. Go up 1-0 here. The final score not really indicative of how the game itself played out. At one point, the Lakers were up by as many as 25. So final margin of 12, a little bit misleading. Lakers dominant here in the second half. They came out of the locker room and turned it on in the third quarter. Fran, your takeaways from Game 1?
Just make them quick. Here, pretty much for me, I think the takeaways is that the Lakers defense was turned on. They know kind of what they need to do. They got in the head of Jokic. They stopped Jokic. I think Mark said it really well in chat actually earlier, is basically that the Lakers had to stop Murray or Jokic. They stopped Jokic, and then the Lakers didn't stop AD or LeBron. So that was the problem. Somebody's got to stop somebody. And as I said earlier, these teams are going to score a crazy amount of numbers, and they're going to put up points. It's who can actually play the defense and just slow that down. The Lakers were able to do that, albeit maybe not through the nicest ways of kind of playing a game within the game with Jokic and things like that. Granted, but they still won the game. They got the result at the end of the day. The bench needs to step up for the Nuggets. An all-around, just not a great performance, all out of sorts for the Nuggets. But honestly, like, they hung in there for a while.
They did.
So I think the Lakers are comfortable right now, is what I'll say after this game.
We'd love to see what happens here in Game 2. Game 2 for this one is going to be on Sunday, which will be actually sort of an NFL Sunday. We'll be back on Sunday morning, 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern Time for Liverpool-Chelsea. And we will see you all then. Until then, stay safe, everybody. Have a lovely rest of your Friday afternoon. Have a great Saturday, a great weekend. We'll see you Sunday morning. Cheers, everybody.
Also, don't forget, if you did enjoy the content, please hit the follow button for Twitch and the subscribe button for YouTube, and you'll be notified when we go live again. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it as always. Thank you for the new people that came in as well, Interbean and Max. And I'm going to destroy your name. Max62 is what I'll shorten it down to. So thank you guys for the follows, and Interbean too. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys for being interactive in chat as well.
Thank you to everybody across both Twitch and YouTube. That's it for us tonight. Good night.